Right. Me. No. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of That's All Kayfabe. Episode number, I think it's like 39 if you're keeping count. With me today, as always, is my buddy Gabe. How you doing, Gabe?
I'm doing okay, man. It's these allergies right now are fucking kicking my ass. I want to say it's allergies, but because I don't want to be like super sick.
Yeah. Well, especially with this 108-degree weather that's every fucking day.
Dude, I heard 108 degrees, and I'm just like, these numbers are fake. Numbers don't exist. Like, we're just making up numbers now. Can we just say it's like really fucking hot? Because
Well, I
that
don't
shit's
even think
ridiculous.
these are numbers that are like on old school thermometers. Like I don't even think the shit could get that hot. It would go into the little red bubble and in the
Explode.
cartoons explode. Yeah, you know.
Just shooting out like a volcano and everything like that.
Yeah.
Um,
And, I don't know.
yeah, it'll say like 108 degrees on my phone, and then when you click on it, it takes you to the link where it shows like the weather for the week. It says 108 degrees. Actually, it feels like 112. I'm like, okay, which one is it? Like, I don't know, man. This is fake news. This is what
Actually,
Trump
it
was
just
talking
feels
about.
fucking hot. Yeah. Fucking. Oh my god. No, Trump exposed the media where I think they were always reporting how cold it was, and once he was like, "Oh, that's fake," and now they're reporting the true hot weather. It's like fuck. Now it's truly hot. Like he pulled the veil, the curtain away, and now it's like always hot because now I don't believe that it's cold anymore.
It's hot. It's not cold. You're gay. You're gay. Use is fake. Kind of like that, right?
I mean, he has a lot to do with wrestling because he's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh
So
yeah, and he got stunned by Stone Cold, so that makes him a pioneer of the business.
yeah, no, he was there during the Attitude Era, during a big part of it.
But yeah, man, it's like I got these allergies, and then I woke up sick this morning. I threw up as soon as I woke up. But I think it's because I ate bad food last night. I ate food from Chili's, and I think
Mm,
it was those dang southwestern egg rolls that everyone talks about.
yeah, that doesn't sound good, like on paper.
So everyone I've talked to, they said like, "Oh, you gotta try these egg rolls. Like they're super delicious and full of flavor." And like I bit into it, and I'm just thinking, I probably had the same taste from something microwaved, and I think that was better.
Hmm.
And then I had those, and then a side of like beef or like brisket quesadillas or something. And it's just like brisket and cheese, and it was just like super greasy, so I didn't even eat all of it. And I woke up this morning, and I'm just like, ah! Ah! Like just yelling, like cartoonishly over the top, like I'm overselling, like Shawn Michaels
Yeah, well,
against Hulk Hogan.
that's not good though to throw up and feel that bad about it. I thought it was more of just a uh like a regular throwing up, like a uncomfortable, not like how you make it sound like it's a torture.
I think me when I vomit too. I know it's getting too descriptive. For audio listeners, um, like if I'm trying to get something out, like I'm pushing it out, so of course I'm just like, like trying to like push it out,
Yeah.
and that's how I felt too. Like it was sitting in my stomach, but like the top portion closer to my chest, and I was thinking, oh no, dude, this shit has to come out one way or another. I'm not gonna be comfortable, so I
Okay, so
push.
you were overselling, over dramatic just to get it out of you.
Yeah, yeah, and I went to go pick up my brother, and he came in clutch. He gave me a Gatorade, and it refueled my electrolytes, and I'm full
Mhm.
of energy right now. So now I'm drinking sweet tea to kind of bring it down.
The perfect way to heal your body.
Oh, dude, I love sweet tea so fucking much.
I
I could
miss
cut
it.
out, I could cut out soda, but I cannot cut out sweet tea. I cannot.
Yeah, me. I'm still overweight. Me cutting out sweet tea was really hard to do, but all I do is drink these Celsius drinks now, which are not that good, but they work.
I just are they carbonated?
No, they're not carbonated. The ones I drink.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm not into carbonation for I don't
Oh,
know. I just
what? That's good. I feel like I need a carbonated drink when I'm eating food or something sweet. I feel like if I drink a water with my meal, uh, I'm depressed. Something might be wrong with me.
I mean, that's valid. Everything, everything's valid now. Believe me.
Like, I'll just take a water. Oh my god, are you okay? You
Yeah.
should. You haven't touched your cherry Dr Pepper. Like, what's the matter, mijo?
Have you spoken to your therapist about your carbonated what drinks you prefer?
I know. I'm just like I love Dr Pepper, but I ordered a water. She just goes,
How did the red flags of how to tell if your partner, your child, or is suicidal or anything if they stop drinking carbonated drinks
and
before?
stop drinking carbonated drinks. You'll live forever.
That's what they say about Dr Pepper. You'll live forever.
Yeah, I believe it too. I'm a Dr Pepper connoisseur. I know we talked about it multiple times, and I know you
Yeah.
don't like Dr Pepper.
Mm.
But if there's one drink above Dr Pepper, it's probably like Pib, and it's the same shit, you know. But I think it tastes better. I think because it has more sugar. I don't know.
That's the poor man's Dr Pepper, the Mr. Pibb. That's the working man's Dr Pepper.
That's a hot take, man. I don't know. I don't see Pib anywhere in stores.
I thought it was. I don't know. I haven't been in the store in a while.
That's good, man. People fucking suck ass. They always bump into
Yeah.
my cart, and I'm just like, bro, I got eggs. Don't break these.
No, fuck that. And we can segue with that. And I don't know to to the AEW what is it? The All In 2024 card. I think I have it
Yes,
here.
sir.
I have it here on Bleacher Report, Bleacher Report, Bleacher Report, Bleacher Report. Uh where we're going to talk about the card. And I don't even know if this is finalized because as we're recording this, there is going to be Collision, I think, tonight, right? Or at some point.
Yes, we are
So they
recording this on a Saturday.
Saturday in the afternoon, around what is it, 1200 military time? No, 1300, 1400.
1300 military time. Yeah, you're correct. But it says Eastern time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific. And so that means, does that mean 12 o'clock here? It starts at noon?
Well, this is for Sunday, right?
Yeah, for
All in.
Sunday. Uh huh, for tomorrow.
Yeah, it starts at noon. That's pretty crazy. New, so it's gonna end at 11 p.m.
It's gonna end. It's gonna be an 8 hour work shift, man. Let me clock in first before we start this bad boy.
But here right now we have the matches that have been announced because there's still a collision going on today. Again, like we said, so they could announce uh, any other matches. Really, like there's really nothing holding them back. So here's the AEW All In 2024 card and projected match order. There's the pre-show match with Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway versus Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii.
Yes.
Um, I guess that's a pre-match, right?
Yeah, pre-show match. I guess so. I just wanted something bigger for Chris Statlander. I think lately she's only been being put on a pre-show, right?
Yeah, as soon as she lost the belt, because she came in and beat fucking Jade Cargill, which she was the only person to beat Jade Cargill, I think, right before
Mm-hmm.
before she left, and and then she was great for when she had the belt, and then she dropped it, she lost it, and that was it. She's been like put on tag teams and all this other stuff with Willow Nightingale and shit. And I don't know. I just hate. There's got to be more to it. I feel like because
Mm-hmm.
she's just kind of accepting of it, whereas all the other women seem to be like kind of bitching about it, about where they are on the card. You know?
Yeah, she's like, I'm just gonna be over here, and she
Yeah,
just lets
she's
it.
fine.
Yeah, but it's like I felt like Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale would have been more of a big thing because I know it seemed like a big thing when Willow was facing Mercedes Monet at the other pay per view, like 2 pay-per-views ago, and then Statlander turned on her, and I remember that was a big thing. It felt like a big thing, but like right after it happened, it's like we gotta continue on to our next match, which is the main event, whatever, blah blah blah. You know, they always like try to rush things over and stuff
Hmm.
like that. But I kind of wish it was just Statlander versus Nightingale. You know, I understand Hathaway, like he's like another, like I guess like a sneaky manager, whatever. But sometimes I think it's gonna be where Statlander and Hathaway are gonna win. And it's kind of disrespectful to Ishii because Ishii is fucking badass. Like he puts on great matches.
I just feel like there's more to it. I feel like Chris Statlander had to like because she came back from that like double knee surgery or whatever, and maybe she came back too quick, and she's still trying to heal. There's got to be something that's like quietly going on in the background for her to be okay with being where she is on the card and still wanting to be showcased. You know what I mean? I feel like there's
Yeah.
more to it. I don't know, but there's that, and then here we have the AEW American Championship, MJF versus Will Ospreay, and I could see it being the first match because MJF typically likes being the first match on the card, right?
Mhm. I don't know if he likes it, but it just happens.
I feel like he likes to do it and then just get the fuck out of there. Per character, he's like, I don't want to stay and watch everyone else's
Yeah, I don't
matches.
want to stay in London, like this stinky, smelly town. You know, just some heel shit he'll probably be saying.
Mhm.
But this match is gonna kick ass. I already know it. This is a match I'm actually excited for.
I just wonder how they could outdo their 1 hour, or I'm sorry, their 59 minute and 58 second or 59 second match. Uh,
Uh, they probably could do it. Like the show's gonna be 8 hours. Like they got 10 matches. They could stretch that out.
there's no time limit, and it just goes on like forever.
You just hear the crowd. Ugh.
Fight forever.
They're falling asleep and everything.
No, I'm sure it's gonna be a great match. I just wonder, like, I don't know how they're gonna outdo the other one, and then I don't know. Are they gonna let MJ because he just won the championship, right? Because he just changed that belt. Are they gonna let Will Osprey win in his country or lose in his country? You know?
Maybe it'll be like a flex thing for Tony Khan to show off how much money he has. So it's like for MJF to win it and then change the belt, and then I'm pretty like what I'm gonna guess is that Osprey's gonna win and then change the belt again, and then it's gonna be like a totally new design or something like that, and it's just gonna be like man, Tony Khan, yeah, he's rich, I get it.
Do they need to order a specific number of belts from the belt maker like every fucking month to stay in business? Jesus Christ,
It's
dude.
like a BOGO 50. Um, what else? If you refer a friend, you get your next bill for free. So I think Tony Khan knows a couple people. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
It's like those I get those Uber Eats deals. Order in the next 3 days and you get 30% off. Oh shit, I need to order something even though I never eat out. It's like, oh, I need to make a belt. You make a
It's
belt real quick.
all the belts $400 or more.
I don't know. I just wonder what's gonna happen like in this match, like who's gonna win. I feel like MJF he's gonna retain, but in like a screwy sort of way.
I think the same thing. I really want Osprey to win because I do love Osprey, but I think MJF is gonna keep his championship belt. No, but
Yeah,
that's my reasoning though. It's because like he just got it, he just changed it. Like it'd be such a waste to like change it back, you know?
yeah, that's what I think too. Exactly, and I just wonder how it's gonna be. If it's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be a screwy finish, just to go with like the Montreal screw job too, or something like where they always
Hmm.
like the Americans always screw the Brits over and something, or the Canadians.
I swear to God, I didn't know.
It's like I outlawed the Tiger Driver or whatever the fuck. Or
Well, he finally got permission to use it. I don't know if you saw that. that Danielson ended up going up to Osprey. He's like, just fucking do it. You stupid fucking puss. Nah, he didn't say that, but he's like, just do it. Like, if you want to win, just do the Tiger Driver. Blah, 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 all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm about it. That's cool.
I just think of some like that character from Tekken. I think his name's King or whatever, the tiger, and he just gets him in like a pile driver and it
Oh,
just like
dude.
jumps up and spins like 3 or 4 times.
It's gonna be like, dude, but a Tiger Driver, like fucking 780 or 740.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's gonna be sick, man. I can't wait to see Osprey pull that shit off. I think he can. He's strong.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think he is very capable of doing it as long as it doesn't require reading
Hmm.
or math, you know?
Yeah.
Or and as long as he isn't like, hey, you'll get disqualified if you say the word bruv, and you'll be all
Bro. And then punches him.
I don't know, but we'll
Uh,
see that how
Who
that
think's gonna
happens.
win? You say MJF?
Yeah, I think MJF.
I'll say MJF as well.
Yeah. And then we have here, and I don't know about this being here on the card. I thought this was going to be on the pre-show, the Casino Gauntlet for the future AEW World Championship match.
Orange Cassidy, baby.
But the World Championship, man, I wonder who. I don't know. I hope it's Wardlow or who's the other one? Powerhouse Hobbs. I really
Ah,
think
dude.
they deserve.
I
They
love
deserve.
Powerhouse Hobbs, dude. It's like I want to see
Yeah,
more of him. But for what they've been displaying on TV, like I hope it's not Hangman because Hangman's been going on like that crazy rampage. Like I'm not letting anyone get in my way, and he beat up Evil Uno, who he was like really close with too. He's like, I told you I'm not gonna let anyone get in my fucking way, and all this other stuff. But I would love to see Powerhouse Hobbs, man. Like he's just so badass.
yeah, he's fucking great, and I think though, and when I mention it now, this is probably going to be obvious who it is going to be. Is They just signed Ricochet, so that he's probably going to be a wild card, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they probably have a wild card in it, right?
Oh yeah,
Or
if it's a casino gauntlet, yeah, it's gonna be a wild card. I mean, I don't mind Ricochet, but that'd be I don't know if he should win it, Like that'd be very I don't know. I don't like when I mean that's like Mercedes Monet.
yeah,
Like,
well,
she just showed up.
we know he shouldn't win it, but do you think they would do that? Like, or Tony Khan would do it? We know he shouldn't because that's not fair. But do you think Tony Khan would?
I think he would just be like, "Oh, look how great this is! Like, what do you want? Like, I could make it happen for you. Like, the gauntlet, done. Like, we'll make you win it, and your first match will be, for the world championship. I'm pretty sure Tony Khan would do something like that.
Yeah, yeah, him versus Swerve at some other pay per view or because I mean we haven't gotten to that match yet, but I don't think Danielson's gonna win.
I say, Powerhouse Hobbs or Big Bill. I want Big Bill to win, man. I want nothing but Big Bill.
I would want either Powerhouse Hobbs or even what was the Wardlow. I still like Wardlow. I think he's just the white version of Powerhouse Hobbs. I think they're both great. I hate that I think they what power or what's his name? Wardlow did get a championship run, did he? Maybe for like a little bit.
Ah, dude, he was pushed to the fucking moon after the MJF stuff, but this was when CM Punk was still with the company, and
Yeah.
then MJF did that pipe bomb. That one we called him a fucking mark and stuff like that. But I feel like that pipe bomb ruined Wardlow's push big time, dude. Because ever since then, I just remember like nothing else has really been happening. I know he partnered up with Adam Cole because
Yeah.
Adam Cole was the devil, but then again, MJF came back and he buried that whole fucking
That's
devil
stable.
storyline. So it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is Adam Cole gonna do like when he comes back? And
Yeah.
and Wardlow was part of that group with the Kingdom. So now it's just like what's in it for the Kingdom and Adam Cole, like whatever their team's called. I think it's like Undisputed Kingdom or something like that. I don't know. Whoever partners up in a tag team, they always got to have tag team names for some reason. There's too many fucking names to remember.
No, yeah, I don't know. It's a toss up for me on who I know who I would want to win, even like Ricky Starks too, if he got
Oh
a
man,
chance.
I would love Ricky Starks to win that shit too.
Yeah,
For who's winning, none of my options. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah, it's gonna be some like what the fuck, why, sort of choice, and
Mm,
well, I'm sure it'll make sense afterwards, but for now, we don't even know who's in it, so but I assume Ricochet is gonna show up, and if he wins, I wouldn't be surprised, but
mhm.
if he doesn't, whatever.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is.
Hmm. Next year after that, AEW Women's Championship, Tony Storm versus Mariah May.
Brian May, 100%. I love
Yeah.
Tony Storm, but I think she's done all she could do with the belt, and it's not like degrading her or anything. Like she's been like this is one of the best storylines has been happening in the company for like some time now. But
Hmm.
or let me rephrase that. This is the best storyline happening in the company right now that hasn't been affected by backstage bullshit. So and I'm so happy for that, dude. It's like Tony Storm's doing the best work she's ever done, and Mariah May, she's a new up and comer. I feel like Mariah May needs to win this match to solidify herself as one of the top stars in the women's division. Because I feel like if she loses, then she's just gonna get knocked down, like lost in the mix, and just gonna lose that momentum that she had going into the match.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I think Mariah May, like Tony Storm, I feel like or they're gonna let Mariah May win. I mean, not in storyline, right? But like, it's like, oh, I'm gonna let you win to give you the rub, and Tony Storm doesn't lose anything from losing the match. She still stays kind of on top, and Mariah May gets propelled even higher. So, like for booking purposes, I feel like Mariah May winning just makes the most sense because it helps both of them. You know what I mean?
I agree with you 100%. So
Yeah.
here's hoping Mariah May wins, man. I mean, if Tony Storm wins too, like, this is another thing, like, it is what it is, but Mariah May really needs this one, I believe.
Oh yeah. I'd be very surprised if Tony Storm won, and I would wonder like under what circumstances are they going to continue the feud? Because I imagine if they just let her win and then Mariah May disappears, it'd be like, what was the whole point of that build? Like,
Yeah. And it's like, the one thing I like about this match too, it's like, it's not like a stipulation match, like, for it being their first match against each other. Like, I feel like since this is their first regular singles match, that their next match could be like, I don't know, like a hardcore match or like something with a stipulation to make it seem like, oh shit, like this is a big deal.
uh-huh.
Like how they had like Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, like they had a couple single matches against each other, and then they had their what was it, their lights out match? Was it lights out? The one with
Yeah, it
Britt
was
Baker bleeding?
something. Yeah, I don't remember, but I remember what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and that match fucking kicked ass though. That was a good fucking match. But then that one I felt like got redundant too because like, oh, then we got to put them in a cage match where they got to do more spots with thumbtacks and stuff like that. I don't know. That's just me being nitpicky, but I feel
Yeah.
like it's good that it's just a regular singles match.
No, I feel like they could stretch it out if they wanted to even more, but I feel like Mariah May needs to win it here
Hmm.
just to I don't know, bookend it and then move on to some other type of feud. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Next year, coffin match for the AEW TNT Championship: Jack Perry versus Darby Allin.
With Jack Perry making that new belt, I feel like he's winning this.
It's the same thing as MJF. Like if he doesn't win, what's the whole point of that like new belt? You know what I mean?
Mhm. But then again, like Jack Perry made the belt, so it's like it's not really money lost. It's his money, right? It's not money lost against the company or anything, right?
If you want to think that, sure, yeah,
So
think
I don't know.
that.
So they can just get it back. They're like, hey, Jack, we need those face plates that you threw in the trash or melted, or did he melt it down?
Yeah, he like melted them all down. I don't know why. I feel like there's, I don't know, better ways to make a belt, like paying money. I don't know. There's
Just Tony Khan, just like, oh my god, that cost a lot of money.
nah. Tony Khan's like, fine. It gives me another reason to make a belt. All
It's a
right,
good,
sure.
like it's a filing cabinet behind Tony Khan. He turns around, opens it, and there's like 20 more TNT Championship belts inside. He just picks one out, throws it on the counter.
He just has them there ready, like fucking tissue paper. You know? Oh, we need another belt. Fuck. All right, just tears it out of a box full of other belts.
Dude, that is so fucking funny. Oh my god. But in all seriousness, though, I do think Jack Perry is gonna win this match.
Yeah, I think Jack Perry's gonna win. I hate that Darby Allen. I don't know what he's gonna do to himself, and then it's a coffin match. So I feel like Darby Allen should win the match because of that. But
Mhm.
I feel like Jack Perry is gonna win this, and Darby Allen's gonna put like his whole life, body, and soul on the line for it.
I want Jack Perry. Like, if Darby Allen really wants to go over the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jack Perry needs to bring out a. I think I said this last time that he needs to bring out a gun
Yeah,
and just blast him in the kneecap. Because I think it's below the hamstring that's considered not lethal. I saw off of
uh-huh.
Dave Chappelle. I don't know if that's true.
Okay. No, that's a good place to gather facts about bullet wounds and stuff
Well,
from the
let me
Chappelle
rephrase that.
show.
It's from the Chappelle show when they had
Yeah.
the Craps World League Championship. I don't know if you remember that segment.
I think that sounds, yeah, that sounds like I remember that.
Okay, okay, but yeah, it's like but below the knee, I think it's considered non-lethal. So, or below the waist, it's non-lethal. Some shit like that. I don't know which one it is, but aim for the leg. Like that could get repaired.
Yeah, I know in Terminator 2, whenever he's doing non-lethal shots, he's just shooting their kneecaps.
Or do
Like
you
saying,
think? Oh yeah, it was in Terminator 2.
uh-huh.
Yeah, what a great movie.
Oh yeah, no, it's a classic. It's
Hmm.
you don't even need to watch Terminator 1 to watch Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is
Absolutely
so
not.
fucking great. So fucking great. But yeah, I think Jack Perry will win that. It's just I don't want him to against Darby Allen, but Darby Allen can like lose any match and he'll still be over. So it'll
Yeah,
balance
nah,
out.
man. Darby Allen, like he's already a fucking superstar. Maybe he doesn't know it yet, but that guy is legit. I still consider him one of the four pillars, like for the company, because he's the one that seems like the least problematic so far. So far, like 'cause I think there was a match he had with Chris Jericho, I want to say, and you hear him out there. I was like, "Hurry up, you fucking piece of shit!" Because I guess it's like the Jericho allegations. Like the sexual assault of Kylie Ray. I think it was that.
Yeah.
And then so that was still fresh, and people were fucking mad at that. And then look, Chris Jericho's still on the fucking show.
Dude, people just like, oh, we forgot about that. I completely forgot about that.
Oh
People just
no,
want him to retire just for the sake of him just being like an old wrestler, you know?
I know. Like the more he's on TV, I'm just like, man, dude, this guy's just like more hateable. Like the more I look at him, I want to choke him out.
uh,
Yeah.
do you think Sting's gonna show up?
Oh man, that'd be badass if Sting did show up, man. See,
I just
there's a guy with no problems. I love Sting, dude. I hope he's enjoying his time in Texas. He's probably not living in Texas, but if he was, he's. I imagine him on a 2-acre plot of land with a nice patio in the front yard. He has a rocking chair just like staring at his land like this.
I imagine he has his own little like church built on his land,
I
just because
think
he's
so.
yeah he's but not like a big church, but like a little like enough for a family to go in and like have a fucking little church like
Mm.
session, on a Sunday.
Yeah, I think so too. I see scary movies. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I mean, right? A
Uh
little
huh.
personal shed for a church
It's just
stable.
made. It's not even made out of bricks. It's made out of like hay and clay and mud, like a nomad.
Well, that's Jack Perry. No.
That's the
Here's
pay per view.
the speaking of Jericho, last chance match for the FTW Championship: Chris Jericho versus Hook. Uh, yeah, that's happening. That's still going on.
I want Hook to fucking destroy Chris Jericho. If this match, when this bell rings, I'm going to time it. Like I don't want it to go longer than 10 minutes. I want Hook to fucking squash the shit out of Chris Jericho. I feel like that's what needs to happen, man. Because I read on X that supposedly this feud's been going on for like 6 months.
I feel like it's been going on forever. If I remember, I'm
Dude,
the learning tree.
yeah.
No, he needs to do just like Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn and just fucking 2-3 moves, bam, 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 and that's it. It's over.
Man, how dare you compare Chris Jericho to Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn? That's disrespectful.
I'm saying it's hard to see that go down nowadays, especially at a pay per view or a PLE, whatever you want to call it. This is a pay per view,
Hmm.
but where it's just like, oh, that happened. But
Yeah.
it should happen. But I don't know if it's gonna happen because it's AEW.
Oh, no, they gotta stretch it out, man. They rented the whole building. He's like, might as well get your money's worth.
Next year on the card, AEW TBS Championship. The women's TBS, Mercedes Monet versus Britt Baker. I wonder. Well, obviously Mercedes Monet has to win because it's in her creative control, right?
I want to say yes. I legit don't know who to go for. It's like because everything we know, like going into this match, it's been like so chaotic and problematic, and I just don't know who to root for. It's like, man, I hear about how much Britt Baker is like problematic, and I don't know. Mercedes is going to lose because supposedly she has greater control, And so I don't know. Maybe Tony Khan might step in, but then if he steps in, maybe that might be like a breach of contract where it's like, oh well, I thought I had creative control like over my matches, and then I oh.
The only way I could see Mercedes Monet losing this is if she's got her eyes set on the championship with Mariah May. That's the only way I could see her like dropping this title. Uh,
Mhm.
Otherwise, I don't know. I like, and then if Britt Baker's a champion, I don't know. I just don't see Britt Baker fucking as a champion anymore. Like I don't know. At the beginning, maybe whenever there was less talent, and
Uh-huh.
she was pretty like during like you said the Thunder Rosa days where it was like her and Thunder Rosa. Yeah, those are pretty big powerhouses for like the women. But then now you have the women's roster like stacked with a bunch of people uh where I just don't see Britt Baker being that good anymore.
No, I totally agree with you. And it's like, you got like Tony Storm, Mariah May, Mercedes Monet, Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander. You still
Camille.
got Camille. You still got Saraya, who's still there. She's not even being used
Hmm.
at all. And I know she's been vocalizing her opinion on online too. Like, oh, like it's in my home country. Like, can I have a show? Like, can I have a match at least? And just left on red, I guess. Um, but I know she had a match, which kind of blew my mind because it was for the women's championship against Tony Storm, and I'm like, why are you gonna have a women's championship right before your biggest pay per view of the year? It's like obviously Tony Storm isn't gonna lose.
Yeah, because it's on the card advertised. Tony
It's on.
Storm versus Mariah May.
I know, and then it's like Mariah May is gonna challenge for the fucking championship. It's maybe it's a thought like, oh, like she could lose it because it is a blood feud.
Uh,
But I'm just like, no, like it's a bigger deal, especially when the championship title is on the line. So I was just kind of blown away that they did that. And they do have a bigger women's roster that they could totally use, especially from like Ring of Honor as well.
mm-hmm.
And it's not being utilized to their full advantage. So what I do want, it's like if Mercedes Moné does win, I want her to be able to have the other women like more TV time. If she like Mercedes Moné might just keep winning, it is what it is. But if those women are able to get more TV time, like I feel like that'll benefit them too.
I just think, well, and maybe it'll go that Thunder Rosa route. If Mercedes Monet does win, then they'll just continue the feud,
Hmm.
and then do like more hardcore matches or this kind of match or that kind of match. And I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it'll continue, but yeah, I don't know if I see Mercedes Monet losing the match.
I don't think so either. It's
Mm.
like I can't choose either, but I feel like Monet might win it just because of creative control.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh well. And then next here, a four-way ladder match for the AEW World Trios Championship. The Patriarchy, which is Christian Cage, Killswitch, and Nick Wayne, who are the champions, versus the Bang Bang Gang, who are Juice Robinson, Austin Gunn, and Colton Gunn, versus the House of Black, which is Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, versus Pac and Blackpool Combat Club, who are Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta.
Hey, Wheeler.
That's a pretty rowdy match right there.
That is, dude. I feel like that's gonna be like a sleeper match. Well, it's usually ladder matches are pretty fun. In general. It's like I
Yeah.
just hope they're all safe, like we usually say every time. The one thing that still blows my mind is that the Bang Bang Gang got stripped of those fucking championship titles.
That's horseshit. That's
That's
horseshit.
absolute horseshit. Like that does not make sense at all.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't mind Christian Cage and or the Patriarchy to be the champions, but it's like I would have wanted to see a match happen where they faced Bang Bang Gang and won it off of them. Then that would make more sense. But it's
Yeah.
like, okay, it is what it is.
I don't know why they couldn't have just done that. It would have been just one extra step. Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah, it really is, man. But eh, out of favoritism, I don't know. Like all these tag teams are pretty good, man. To be honest, like,
Yeah, I want the Blackpool Combat Club and Pac to win, but I don't think they will. And the House of Black, I want to win, and I feel like they could win. The other
mhm.
ones they've already been champions, so like I feel like they should give it to maybe one of the other uh trios.
Yeah, I totally understand. Out of favoritism, probably House of Black. I've always been a big fan of Malachi Black, and
Yeah.
Buddy Matthews is always top tier, like in his matches, like super underrated, super criminally underrated, I believe. It's like I would love for them to win, but if like all honesty, I think Christian Cage, Killswitch, and Nick Wayne are gonna retain.
That would make sense. Even though I'd be
Yeah.
like, what a waste of a whatever. But again, yeah, hopefully it's a good match. I'm sure it will be. Hopefully everyone stays safe. That's
Hmm.
always the priority to
Yeah,
me.
like there's no team on on this match card right here that I don't like.
Yeah, they all are pretty cool.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
just hope they all stay safe, and I would like to see Claudio Castagnoli get like more time because he's just a good wrestler and he's very like underutilized. I think he's the one.
Absolutely, dude. I
Pa-
fucking love Claudio, man.
Pac two's pretty good. The bastard Pac.
Yeah, he's always been good, man. Especially
Mhm.
as Neville in NXT, and it's a shame that he got underutilized like on the main roster. Well, then again, the same thing with Claudio, man. Cesaro. It's like, man, ever since Cesaro showed up, like I've been a massive fan. No matter what, anything Cesaro did, it was gold. Like quality, match quality wise, like it was just awesome. So I guess, man, either of these teams can win it, honestly. And I think I honestly I think I'd be okay with it.
Yeah. No, it's that one's a tricky match because I would want I couldn't tell you who was gonna win, but I could tell you like oh I don't mind whoever wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those teams are pretty cool.
hmm
Uh, Next year, three-way tag match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. The Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson were the champions versus the Acclaimed, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster versus FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. Uh, yeah, who do you think you're gonna win? Who do you think you want to win?
And besides Chris Jericho and Hook, I think this is the next match where it's like I don't care about the people too much. I care about Hook. I don't care about Chris Jericho. And I feel like at this point, everyone just hates the Acclaim now. Everyone's over the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks versus FTR, like they're fighting for like the 12th time already for the tag
hmm
team championship. I don't know who would win this. I think I would say FTR, like my personal pick, and I would love for them to actually be the team that wins. But I think in actuality, it might just be the Young Bucks because it's the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I feel like the Young Bucks are gonna win, but the Acclaimed are gonna take the loss. And because yeah, everyone's like kind of hating on the Acclaim, like you said, unless I don't know the Acclaimed win and they turn heel. But I don't know. I really don't know. I know who I think is gonna win is the Young Bucks, just because they do whatever the fuck they want.
hmm
But
I absolutely agree.
but I don't know. This is like the opposite of the four-way ladder match, where I'm like, I don't really care who wins, but not in a good way. You
Not in
know?
a positive way.
Yeah. Like I feel like who cares who wins here? Like all these teams here, we've already seen them like fight and have the belt, and they really just don't do shit with it when they do have it. You know?
I agree. I absolutely agree. So favoritism, FTR, actuality, the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Lastly, here, and I'm sure it won't be last. I'm sure they're gonna announce like 3, 4, 5 more matches tonight. We have the AEW World Championship, Swerve Strickland, who's the champion, versus Bryan Danielson. And I don't know why it doesn't say it here, but if Danielson loses, he retires, right, or something like that.
hmm That's a title versus career match. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have that listed here. That's kind of the whole selling point of the match.
This match is gonna kick ass. Like I am 100% ready for this match. I don't want to see Danielson lose because I really love Danielson. He's been one of my favorite wrestlers for like the past, I don't know, decade probably. Like, I'm just a big old fucking fan of him in general.
Yeah, no, I mean I've been a fan since he's come on AEW. I didn't really know him during the WWE days, but I just worry about his health because
hmm
he seems like every other week he's hurt himself. I don't know whether it's a work or a shoot. Like you can't tell if he's getting hurt for real or for fakes, and I think he's playing into that. And then I don't know. I can see too where I wonder if he's gonna. Is this contract coming up or no? Uh, Brian
Um,
Danielson.
I don't know if they said anything about his contract expiring or anything.
hmm
All I know is that in interviews he's been contemplating retiring, and he said he's thinking about it. Because I know he's been saying that his kids are gonna be there, and like his wife is gonna be there, and like his kids are telling him like, oh, like they want him to lose so that way he could be home, and I'm just like, oh, my heart. Ooh, that's emotional. Ooh.
But that's already like preparing us for the fact that he probably will lose, and yeah, I don't know. It's now I don't know. We're already kind of expecting that. Now we're just expecting how good of a match it's going to be.
Yeah, and it's like I've been seeing like promo packages like with Swerve and Danielson like talking to each other, and the way Danielson's been presenting himself, I'm just like, dude, don't be selfish and let him win. Like just win the world championship, please. Like I want you to have this run with the championship belt because I don't think he's won a belt ever since he showed up.
Huh? I
Because
didn't know that.
he fought Kenny Omega when he first showed up. He fought Adam Page. 1 hour long matches that went to a draw, or 30-minute matches that went to a draw, both times. Had a badass 1 hour plus long match with MJF, which is odd because usually 1 hour long matches like could be kind of redundant, but that match was one of the best ones I've seen in a while. Maybe like the best Iron Man match I've ever seen. Like he's just putting on bangers after bangers after bangers, and he's part of Anarchy in Arena matches, and bleeding like all fucking crazy and breaking his fucking neck against Osprey. He's been kicking ass, dude, and it's been such a uh unselfish thing for him to like putting over younger talent or like the new stars, make him look like a bigger thing. And I feel like it did work with Adam Page, like he's a big deal. MJF to an extent because I felt like MJF was really big at the time, but now he's just kind of like, oh, like your fart stink.
But I wonder too if Danielson were to win, it would be like, okay, what was that run with Swerve? It was what, like a little tiny run, and that's
Uh-huh.
it. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of fucked up too.
It's like I would think Danielson will win it, and then the next night on Dynamite, like he would go and retire and relinquish the belt. I felt like they'll just do that. It'll be like, oh, he was champion. Like, what are you upset for? Like, he was champion. He did win the belt. I felt like they would do something like that.
But then you'd have an article about like how AEW doesn't like its black champions or something, and because
Oh man.
Swerve had barely had the belt for so long, and he's the first black champion over there in AEW, and then
Hmm.
for them to take the belt off just to give it to Danielson, for him to just retire and
I
give
imagine
it
the
up.
one like there's gonna be a bunch of accounts saying like, oh, AEW don't like the black wrestlers, and then hard comes to Triple H like on like 20 different burner accounts just like tweeting all this shit because like how everyone accuses him of like not liking black wrestlers.
Yeah, and it's just a profile picture of him and that blackface get up from the Nation of
Oh, when
Domination.
he's like the Rock like that with
Yeah.
the eyebrow all the way up here.
uh no, I don't know. It's tricky. I just feel like they're preparing us for Danielson to lose. I feel like, but it just sucks too. But then, what's the other option that he wins and then Swerve barely has this title run with the belt. So I feel like
Hmm.
Danielson's gonna lose and have to retire or whatever.
Oh man, I'm not ready for that, man. It's like for Danielson to retire the same year John Cena announces his, and like two of my favorite wrestlers of all time in the same year, dude. I don't think I'm ready for that, man. I really don't think I am.
I think the Bella twins are ready, right, for them to come stay home and be like,
Dude, what if those all because of the? Oh wait, no. John Cena's not even with Nikki anymore. What the fuck am I
"Oh,
saying?
is it?"
No, they've been split for a long time.
Oh, I
I
thought they were
forgot.
all because of John Laurinaitis. And
Oh, dang it! All because he pisses on women. Oh wait, no, that's Brock Lesnar.
no, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Everyone
Uh,
has a kink, man. Uh, not for me. Not for me.
everybody's got a kink. Uh,
Ah!
we could go on. That was yeah, the W or the AWW, the AEW all in fight card as of now. Like I said, Collision is tonight, so they might announce a few more matches for that. So we'll see what happens. But
Mm-hmm.
that airs Sunday as we're recording.
It
Hmm.
airs on Sunday, and I think we're in Texas. So I believe that's going to be 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
I want to
so
say.
that's pretty cool.
I am gonna buy it. I think I am gonna buy it. Again, if you want to watch it, let me know. I do not mind.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, but we're gonna watch it. You take notes and all that stuff, and I think it's just good that just long as pay per view starting early, so that way I can go grocery shopping after it finishes.
I wonder when it's gonna end. Probably like at 5 or 6 p.m.
Let's see. If it starts at 12, I want to say it's gonna end at like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Hmm.
Especially, well, the pre-show's before then, so it really
So
starts at, I guess, at 11.
yeah, at 11 or 10. Oh, it's 2 hours the pre-show. I
Oh
think.
shit, Jesus
I,
Christ,
I
dang,
want
I
to. I
gotta
want
get
to say
up.
it's 2 hours
Yeah,
because they got to let all the crowd in and get their seats and shit. But in all seriousness, though, I know we fucking talk shit about them all the time. I'm kind of excited for this card. I really do want to see what happens, see how the predictions go out and everything. MJF and Osprey, the ladder match, and the main event are the main matches I'm really excited for.
yeah. No, I'm excited for a few of those matches, along with like what other matches they might announce tonight. It's like last minute, and then if Ricochet will show up, and if any other surprises will happen besides just Ricochet,
I
you
want to
know.
say Ricochet. I think Sting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Hopefully the predictions go right. I
Shane
do.
McMahon.
Oh, Shane McMahon, maybe Shane McMahon. I do believe. I believe the acclaim is going to turn. Probably, and if we do, it's probably going to be on Billy Gunn.
That's a
Uh,
shame.
I know, dude. That breaks my heart if that does happen. I love
Yeah,
Billy Gunn,
yeah, me too.
the Mister Ass.
I'm an ass man.
Do, do, do,
Uh,
do.
no, but that was the AEW All In 2024. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, we'll be watching.
Mhm.
And we got some other random stuff here to look at. We do have, I know we saw this. The Fightful Wrestling is reporting this is pretty cool. Jack Perry made his TNT championship. So we'll watch the clip of him making his own belt right here. And that was it. For audio listeners, he just pretty much broke the belt down, melted it, and then like sprayed it with his own paint and made his own belt for the TNT championship.
I appreciate that more. That I never knew Jack Perry had the talent to be. What's the term? Like, what's that occupation? A
Like a
smelter,
black. Yeah, there you
blacksmith.
go. Well, yeah, like an iron smelter or something, like a
Yeah,
blacksmith.
like I never knew he had that talent to do that, man. So in case if he retires from wrestling, he could totally do that. Not, but it makes me appreciate the championship title more. You know, at first I was like, oh great, another belt, but that's nuts. I didn't think he actually made it himself.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like after seeing him make it, even if it's just like a 40-second clip, I know it takes way more to do it than 40 seconds. But seeing the belt at first, I was like, what? Like it looks like, I don't know. It doesn't. It looks all dull. It doesn't look like whatever. But obviously, those were his intentions. So
Hmm.
that does make me appreciate the belt a little bit more, and then makes me obviously think, okay, well, he's going to be holding on to it for a while. If he made his own fucking belt, he made it.
And Tony Khan's just said like, I guess if we want to use it, I guess.
But then I wonder, like, okay, so this video, who put it? Was it Jack Perry that put it out there, and where did he put it out? Like,
Um, so I share links with you all the time, and this is the first one I saw from was from Fightful, but it turns it's from his personal Twitter account. He posted a video on there, and shared it amongst others. Yeah, I don't think it was on TikTok or anything. I think he just posted it on X.
mhm.
But the source is legit from him. Like he is the one who released it.
Okay, I was wondering,
Mhm.
like, where's the news get this shit from?
I know, like
Like
from a
there's
bush.
there's no, like, yeah, like they were watching him do it, like the paparazzi, and turned it into the fucking wrestling dirt sheets.
Oh my god, fucking with the newspaper with the two holes in it, but like right in front of him. They'll never suspect a thing.
No, I was just wondering. But no, that's cool. It is cool, but it just makes me think. Okay, he's gonna hold on to the belt longer.
Yeah, I think so too. It is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, no, but that's pretty cool. If you're into belt making, obviously Tony Khan likes the idea of belt making because he keeps them in business. But I don't know if he has ever made a belt himself.
Hmm. Himself.
Next year on this news, you sent me this, I know, or yeah. Darby Allin recently revealed that he was so nervous before his match with CM Punk that he was puking, and Sting legitimately prayed for him. I was super nervous and I was puking because I was so nervous. Sting is a religious man and I'm not. I'm not religious at all. Sting saw how nervous I was and he's like, "Darby, do you mind if I say a prayer for you right now?" I was like, "Yeah, go for it. Anything." I just had my head down. I'm so nervous. Then he said the prayer. He went out there. We went out there and we had such a fun time. And this is from inside the ropes. What do you think of Darby Allen puking because of the bad what is it, egg rolls he had the night before, not because of the
Oh,
match.
I told you not to bet you that to anybody. How could you? No, but legit though, I get the fucking same way when I'm nervous. Like I was like all crazy and shit. So I'm just like, wow, Darby Allen and me, we're the same person. I throw myself off of buildings all the time.
Get hit by buses.
Get my buses, my foot broken. Uh, try to fix nails, and I just cough and drop on top of them.
No, I could see being nervous, especially with a legend like CM Punk, but I don't know. It's just weird that I haven't heard him say this about other matches, and I feel like he's been in a lot of big matches. He must get just, or even just big like that Anarchy in the Arena with the whole flamethrower. You're telling me he wasn't nervous? Like, man, I gotta set Jack Perry on fire with a fucking flamethrower. Like anything wrong can happen at any time. You're telling me he's not nervous about that? You know what I mean?
I I think it's just with the name too that it's CM Punk. Like it's his first time coming back to wrestling in like 9 years, and his first match is against Darby Allen. Like CM Punk personally chose him. Like man, that's a big fucking thing. And then I would be nervous too,
No, yeah, you're
but
right.
I'm not a performer, so I watch from a distance.
No, if I remember, it was a pretty good match. Wasn't anything like bad.
I didn't get to see it. I think at that time I was working, but I saw like the clips and everything online. And for what they did, like CM Punk still had it. They tore the house down for what it was. It was a good regular match. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Hmm
yeah, it was a good, solid.
214, 215. They're running a little late.
Yeah, right on time, but it was just a little late. Nah, but it was a good, solid match from what I remember.
Hmm
And CM Punk hadn't wrestled in however many years, so it was good. Good for him for feeling human and nervous like that.
Yeah, yeah. And I totally get it, man. But we, I feel like everyone gets like those nervous jitters. People just react differently.
Hmm. No, definitely. Next here we have Mercedes Monet has revealed she planned on returning to WWE at WrestleMania 39 before being invited to AEW All In by Tony Khan. I had planned on returning to WWE for WrestleMania in LA. That was, of course, before Tony invited us to see the show. Mind you, there was no discussions of signing with AEW, zero. Tony, Kev, and I had texted as friends, but it was just a casual invite. I wanted to go not out of curiosity or to kick the tires, but honestly because I love wrestling. To this day, when I have the time, I still watch the indie shows. I really continue to have that much passion for it. And that's from Monet Mag. I don't know what Monet Mag is. Is that her podcast or a
I
magazine?
I think it's her podcast, if I remember
Okay.
correctly. Everyone has a podcast now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like I don't know. If she was just there like as a fan, I was just wondering maybe it was kind of thrown out there when they put the cameras on her, like, oh, Mercedes Monet's here, like at All In, and like she's just there sitting in the crowd, like in one of the boxes, like regularly.
Hmm.
And I don't know. That's just like the picture I'm painting in my head, where she was just like, oh, like they got the camera on me.
Yeah, I think it was either or. Like she said, she was invited to go watch here or to go watch there, and she just chose All In.
Hmm
And it wasn't supposed to lead into anything, but it just happened to lead into her, signing. So everyone can speculate how they want, but I don't know. She just chose to go to All In because of Tony and all them inviting her, and yeah, she could have easily had just gone to WrestleMania LA just to watch, and that's it. You know what I mean?
hmm
Yeah.
And just for a fan to like take a picture, be like, oh, like she's here, like it's like, oh, like she's there to support her friends. But I think then when they showed her on the camera for AEW, it's like, oh shit, like she might actually be going to AEW. And I think because she was doing the stuff with New Japan as well, or for Stardom, and she won the women's championship over there, and then they got the partnership with AEW. So I think it was just like that was just like the small domino effect that eventually led to her signing with the company.
Yeah, I think it was just like coincidence or something like that. That she just happened to pick that one, and then it ended up going that route.
Hmm
Serendipitous, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, no, I mean, whatever, for better or for worse, she's with AEW.
yeah.
And speaking of her being with AEW, Mercedes Monet promises another disruption to the business of women's wrestling is coming. Britt, me, and the rest of the girls are just getting started. Yes, Charlotte, Bailey, Becky, and I led phase one of the women's revolution. We disrupted the business in the best and most necessary way. But with me coming here in AEW, I promise that another disruption of the business of the women's wrestling is coming. Phase two is just getting started. On that note, there are 3 women's matches at All In this Sunday. 3. Not Mania was one night. How many women's matches were there? Not 3. Moreover, when the guys' matches went too long in WWE, it was the women's matches that got cut for time via Mercedes Monet Mag. So, what do you think of her saying that there's going to be another disruption in the women's business?
That's what it needs. it's because we already talked about how they got such a big roster, but none of them are getting utilized enough. Which I really hope there's a disruption, like in a positive way. Not
Yeah.
that like negative, because so far it's just been like negative, like high school drama for what we've been hearing. And I just try to be optimistic about it. Like I do want that, because sometimes the women's matches are a lot better than the men's matches. Like it's happened before, and then what she said about the women's matches in WWE, it's not really like that anymore. Where it's like you have such a long card, like for Mania, and there's only like one or two women's matches, you
Hmm.
know. And when the four horsewomen showed up from NXT, and they're able to change the game where it's like the women's matches were able to be like the match of the night, to main event WrestleMania, or to put on such a good show. And it's a different time now. It's like not to have anything be cut for time now, especially with the match cards being so short too.
Hmm.
And maybe like bigger events being 2 nights, that they're able to put more matches on the card, where it's like, okay, like we could have different types of matches on this card and different types of matches on this card. Or if it's a match with only five a match I mean a match I'm sorry, a card with only 5 matches on it, then they can have like 2 women's matches and like the rest men, like try to divide it out evenly. So, because I think SummerSlam this past year there was like 2 women's matches. I want to say it was Bailey and Nia Jax, and then Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, which were both pretty good as well.
Hmm.
And then I want to say it was like the 3 other matches: the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, and then the main event with Cody and Solo. But it's I think too. It just depends on like the pacing as well. Like it sucks that their matches do get cut, and it's mainly the women's matches that do get cut. Like that was like the norm back then. Like especially like in the Attitude Era, like it's just so crazy. But I think times have changed now, where it's like nothing really gets cut for time. I mean, WWE, they could prolong the show. AEW prolongs the show too. Like
Hmm.
it is what it is. Like they'll make it work out.
No, yeah, like you said, I hope it's not a when you say disruption, it's in like a negative manner because it just sounds negative the word, but I don't know, like I feel like they're doing it like you said with they're balancing the women's matches with the men's matches to where they get as much time as the men's or where it makes sense, they get so much time, the men get so much time, and we're getting things where I know us we're rating women's matches better than men's matches just because they are like they're
Hmm.
like better put on matches. I think we rated like I don't know what it was like Rhea Ripley. I know she's putting on great matches where
Oh
with
hell yeah.
whatever she's doing, and it could be like the best on the card or even Bailey.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I could see her saying this, but I don't know if she's gonna do it there in AEW, like with Britt Baker and all them. Like
Hmm.
I get wanting to say that and wanting to like set the goal, but I don't know if they're gonna do it there. I feel like Rhea Ripley could do it where she's doing it.
Hmm. I feel
But
like they all need to be
Mhm.
on the same page as well.
Yeah, no, I feel like Rhea Ripley's the one right now, like single handedly disrupting the business compared to like, and she's doing it without saying it. She's not like I'm gonna disrupt the business. She's just doing it, and
Uh huh.
not even like if someone was to say, "Are you disrupting the business?" She'd be like, "I'm just working," like
Uh
I'm
huh.
just doing my job. Where Mercedes Monet's like, "Oh, I'm disrupting the business. You got to look at me, check me out." So I don't know. I feel like I get where Mercedes Monet is coming. I get where she wants to do it, but I feel like right now Rhea Ripley's doing it single handedly, and then once Charlotte Flair gets back, it's gonna get even like better.
Oh no, it's gonna kick ass. Like I'm ready for it too. Like it's
Mhm.
gonna be good, and it's gonna be beneficial for both companies.
Yeah, I just don't see Mercedes Monet doing it single handedly, or
Oh
even
no,
with, or even with the posse she's saying, like with Britt Baker and who else? The rest of the girls. Me, Britt, and the rest of the girls. Like, I don't know. Like, if they booked it right, I think Camille could really do it. Tony Storm is doing it in her own little pocket. But they need to do it better. I don't know. Bea Ripley's
yeah,
doing it by herself, and she doesn't even realize it. I think.
yeah, and it's not like well, not showboating in a way, but she's not being arrogant with it. Not saying Mercedes
Mhm.
Monet is, but like Rhea Ripley doesn't come off as the type to like brag about stuff. You know what I mean? Maybe just her character to like brag about stuff. But I know she's a babyface now. But when she was a heel, be like, oh, like I'm the best wrestler, like in the women's division, and blah blah blah. But you know, in interviews, like she just seems like grateful. You know,
Mhm.
like just go out there and do it. Like you're, if you go out there and do it, like people will support you no matter what.
Yeah, she looks like she's having fun, like
Yeah.
doing it. Where Mercedes Monet looks like, oh, I'm working again. You know what I mean? Or
Uh-huh. Oh,
this
nine to
is all for
five.
work. Yeah, yeah. Like you better be paying me for this because I'm not gonna smile and do this shit unless I'm getting paid.
Yeah, I feel you. I totally understand.
Yeah. But speaking of women disrupting the business on that team. Saraya's AEW deal may be up soon. The two sides have discussed the possibility of extending the deal. This is via Fightful Select. What do you think about Saraya? Right? Or is it Saraya?
Saraya.
Saraya? Yeah, Saraya. No, what do you think? She's gonna stay with AEW or go do something else?
Do you think she could do anything back when she goes to WWE? Like not in like a fucked up way, but it's like you know,
Yeah.
where do you think they would let her wrestle? Because I know like they were the ones that diagnosed her like, oh, like she'll never be able to like wrestle again. What do you think?
I don't know very much about her past in WWE. I did see that injury where she did get like I guess retired or whatever. She got like Rowdy knocked off the back by was it Mercedes? Was it? I think it was
Uh
Sasha Banks that hit her like in the back.
I think it was one of the Bellas. I think it was
Oh, was
Brie
it?
Bella.
Well, I feel like WWE could do something with her, especially with all the um ambassadors they have now.
Hmm.
Like even with Big E, um, and then bringing her back as Paige and having her just as an ambassador or as someone at the interviews or at the pre-shows or the after shows because they have a lot of those now where like they just like having talent at the pre-shows, the after shows, the extra shows, the
Hmm.
different openings, the different showings. And what country is she from? Is she American or is she
No,
uh
she's from the UK. Let me double check. I know she's from the UK, but I don't know the actual like the country she's from.
so I feel like she could be an ambassador for them, kind of like when they have shows over there they have Saraya or Paige come out and everyone's cheering blah 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 because it's the home town hero.
Hmm. Um, Norwich, United Kingdom. She's from the UK.
And who
Oh,
knows,
good.
maybe they would clear her to wrestle again. I don't know if they would. That just depends on doctors, but she really hasn't been doing anything in AEW since they brought her over, other than that like surprise whatever. Oh, she's here, surprise, Saraya. And it's like
Mhm.
who?
I agree with you. I feel like if she were to go back to WWE, maybe they could like reevaluate her and be like, oh, like if you want, you can perform again, or you know, you have the option to be like you say, an ambassador.
Hmm.
But I feel like if she were to go back, she would definitely have a job there, like a
Hmm.
career there. Um, if she was put on the women's roster, like I feel like she would kick ass, with especially with like how big the roster is as well. Because when she was in NXT, like she was pretty big stuff too. Like she's just a good wrestler. Like she's really good. And then to be put on the main roster, with like how women's wrestling was viewed, like when she came in, it was still like 8-minute matches, like very short matches.
Hmm.
And I felt like she still could keep up. I think she had like a decent match with Tony Storm this past Wednesday on Dynamite. But like you said, they haven't really used her. When they signed her, like they
Hmm.
signed her to be like such a big thing. They gave her the championship title last year at All In, and then I think she lost it to Tony Storm, if I remember correctly. But like ever since then, she's just kind of like on the back burner.
Yeah.
But that's the same for like all the other performers there in the
Hmm.
company. So, um, I mean, if she sticks around, to each their own. Like she'll still get paid either way. But from like an aspect of it, I want to see her be able to perform more like on a regular basis to where she's comfortable with it, or if not, like be the ambassador of some pre-show or
Or
something
even
backstage.
like a NXT commentator or announcer ambassador,
Mm-hmm.
something, especially with how big NXT is getting now. They could easily have her there as like the queen of NXT or something.
Uh-huh. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
There'll be something for her to do. Like
Yeah.
in the end, it's whatever she wants, but it is what it is.
We'll see what that is when her
Nice.
contract gets up, but
I like
we
that. I
do
like that.
what we do see here a lot, and this is everyone saying, but that hasn't happened yet because we probably just assume it's going to happen at All In. But via Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com, Ricochet has landed a multi-year agreement with AEW. Fightful Select has learned. What do you think about this?
I am happy for him. I really am. I do want him to succeed because Ricochet is crazy athletic. It's
Yeah.
amazing how stupid athletic he is, man. And it just sucks that when he was brought up, he was kind of just, a mid Carter, Like I felt like he'd be putting on like main event matches. He should have been put on main event matches. Like I'm a big fan of Ricochet. And I feel like his time was really shining like toward the end of like his tenure there in WWE. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think he's been there since like 2016. Like he's been there for some time now. So that's already what, like 6, 8 years.
At least 8. Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. Like that feels like such a. I feel like he's only been there for a short time, but it's crazy to think 2016. It's like 8 years ago. Um, I I just hope it's not the thing where it's like, oh, here's a new wrestler we got. We'll put him off for a few months and then just put on the back burner, like how we said with Saraya. Like
Hmm.
that's the last thing I do want because he's so athletic, and I want him to be shown on TV more often, like showed off like how crazy good he is because he's one of the best to do it.
No, yeah. Every time I see or hear about Ricochet, doing something, it's crazy athletic, crazy different, and it's like it's badass, especially in WWE where you don't really see that going down very often. And then I don't want him to get lost in the sauce in AEW where it seems like everybody's doing those kind of moves, and I don't know. I just want him to like really get showcased, to where he deserve what he deserves, because he is a good
Absolutely.
talent.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Always
definitely.
been always been one of my favorites, man. As well, I say they're all my favorites, but like I don't know if you're the same way, but it's like when you realize like a talent is just like super fucking athletic, like it's hard for me to like root against them. It's like same thing like with recently like Braun Breaker. Like Braun Breaker's been doing fucking fantastic. He's supposed to be a heel. It's like, man, dude, I can't boo the guy. He's great.
No, yeah, I just want like Ricochet. I feel like everything he does, I just want him to succeed, and that goes for. I mean, it's crazy for him to right now go, especially in this new era with Triple H or whatever, and that other company, whatever, buying WWE. I forget what it's called. The one that
TKO.
they, yeah, TKO.
Mm.
Them, I can't imagine a wrestler going from WWE to AEW in this new TKO era. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's pretty.
I
Yeah,
totally understand too. It's like, man, like they're making big money right now, but it's I guess it's too that it's hard to get all your performers on a pay per view card because they only cut it down to like 5 matches or 6 matches,
yeah,
and it's a good format. Like I don't feel tired, but it's like I do want to see these performers posted on like a big stage like that. I know one of the big complaints too is that a lot of big money matches, excuse me, are being put on live TV. But it's like, dude, it's a new format, you know? People were upset about what match did they have a few months ago? Gunther versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. I had to watch that on YouTube because I was at work, obviously. But man, dude, they beat the fucking shit out of each other, man. Like that's a pay per view caliber match. Another match I could name recently was Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn, the 2 out of 3 falls match. You know, like Sami Zayn's great, like at
hmm
at wrestling. Like he's good. He's good at the wrestling, and like people are just upset because like, oh, these matches are being put on like free TV. Like that's ridiculous. But it's like I guess that's just like what they had to do because they got a big roster as well, and just like the 5 match format on pay per views, most people seem to be agreeing with that in a positive manner.
no, yeah, and then they had Ricochet as like the speed champion or whatever. They gave him that, but it's like, what is even that? I mean, it's something. It's generating revenue. It's getting eyeballs, because it got
Mm-hmm.
views. But at the same time, it's also like, thanks, but I think I'll like try out the other company, and I mean, he can do whatever he wants. He's probably comfortable. He's made enough money or whatever. His chick makes enough money doing her thing, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I can explore my options and see wrestle with all these talents over here that I haven't wrestled with in forever since the indie shows or whatever.
Yeah, it's like I hope it's still like on a friendly basis too. Like how you say, all of his friends are over there. Hopefully, like they're still friends, and just to put on good matches. Maybe he wants to join AEW so that way he could perform in New Japan because he was a big thing in New Japan as well. And maybe he just wants to spend more time over there, like more stuff in the indie scene. Like there's a bunch of like revenue, money making opportunities for him to be doing
Mhm.
this, and I want to keep it that way. Like that's how I want to see it because it's like I love Ricochet, but I just don't want bad for him.
Well, that too, and maybe he was just offered a good deal, a good agreement, like more money. Who knows?
I think so too. Tony Khan got that big bucks, baby.
For real. No, exactly. But yeah, no, whatever he does, hopefully he's good with all that, and yeah, I hope to see him. That'd be cool to see him pop up on the casino gauntlet match or whatever, or just
Hmm.
pop up.
Hmm.
That'd be
And
exciting.
just beat the fucking shit out of Orange Cassidy.
Just do
Just
all these
stiff him.
flips. What else do I have here?
Nice.
Oh, here's what's his name? Will Osprey. I guess they told him about the signing of Ricochet being confirmed, so he said some choice words to his bruv Ricochet. So let's see here.
that whole match kind of changed my perspective on wrestling. It changed my like output and like how people viewed me, right? But I feel like him coming in now, right? It's one of those things where we done that match and we went off on our separate journeys, right? And now we're coming back together again. And for me now, it's just like, this is your chance now. This is your chance to show people, like, because look around, boss. Look at this generation of wrestlers. Like, look what everybody is doing when it comes to like that athletic style of pro wrestling, right? It's him. He is the guy that did it. And he's just got to find that fire within himself because he knows he can do it. I honestly feel like he's just been downplayed for so bloody long that people have forgotten the freak athlete that he is. So if it is true, and if he is coming to AEW, I am calling you out to remind everybody who the fuck you are, bruv. Because you, without a shadow of a doubt, were the man. Dragon Gate, PWG, the indies around the world, no one could fucking touch you. So I am calling you out, bruv. I am saying, remind the world that you are one of the best who have ever done this shit, man, because I believe it. And if I believe it, you've got to believe in yourself now, boss.
Nah.
I think Ricochet believes in himself. Yeah, I don't.
From watching this video, man, I think Ospreay hates Ricochet. Uh,
Is this a work or shoot? I don't know.
don't work yourself into a shoot, brother.
You gotta show them, bro. Yeah,
Bro, fine, fine, fine.
no, but I mean that's cool. I think that's cool that he's hyping up Ricochet. And we'll see what happens because I'm pretty sure Ricochet. I don't know. I feel like he knows that he's pretty good. He just doesn't get showcased it, and so he's getting ready to hopefully break out there in AEW. Even though everybody kind of knows what he can do, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, big thing. I'm predicting right now. What if Bobby Lashley shows up at the casino gauntlet?
Man, I didn't think about that too.
I
Man,
just
Bobby
thought about it because
Lashley.
I was thinking about wrestlers leaving, and I was like, wait a minute, Bobby Lashley just left too.
Man, that'd be sweet, dude. He'd be a good against fucking who is it? A Swerve, Bobby
Oh,
Lashley versus
dude.
Swerve.
Hell yeah, dude. Man, we are Bobby Lashley stands in this
Yeah,
podcast.
I love Bobby Lashley. I think he's fucking great.
Dude, imagine this. Like, there's like, oh, here's the wild card. It shows Bobby Lashley, right? The crowd's going fucking crazy. Like, oh my god, holy shit, holy shit. He comes in and then he's posted up at the corner like to do a spear and fucking murks Orange Cassidy.
He comes out with MVP, but MVP's EVP to avoid copyright.
Dude, that'd be so funny. Oh my god. The bullet. And then they just beat the shit out of Orange Cassidy.
It's always a good way to end it. Yep.
Oh, dude, EVP. That's so fucking good, man. We gotta trademark that.
They have to. They have to trademark that. It's hilarious.
Oh, man.
Next year, and we talked about it, I think Ronda Rousey hosted a Ask Me Anything for fans on Reddit, and it went extremely badly, including all of her answers getting downvoted. I know here they have a couple of the quotes here. Ronda Rousey's Reddit AMA is going extremely well, and that's sarcasm. So here, Ronda Rousey, do you think someone that takes punches to the head for a living should be making public statements about mass shootings of children? As a parent and a professional using social media to promote herself, now with years of experience, do you see your choice to promote a Sandy Hook conspiracy video using your platform on Twitter as a major athlete differently? What are your thoughts on Sandy Hook? Would you ever acknowledge Sandy Hook actually happened after seeing all the evidence? So, have you considered giving back financially to those
God.
harmful with hateful rhetoric like Sandy Hook denial or other claims you propagated? Do you have any regrets on saying that Sandy Hook shooting was not real? and then showing the Sandy Hook victims. And so we were kind of wondering. I looked into it. Apparently, and she goes on. She finally lists an apology here, and it's long noted. But basically, 11 years ago, she shared a video about Sandy Hook, the conspiracy that maybe it wasn't real, right? Like a YouTube video. She just shared it. She didn't like or retweeted it, whatever. She didn't like put anything else, any comments, didn't say anything. She just shared it. And that was like, okay, people are taking that as, oh, you agree with this. You were fucking trying to, what is it? Put this out into the world and exclaim it, and so the world kind of, whatever. And she, instead of apologizing, kind of just tried to ignore it, sweep it under the rug, because she thought apologizing would bring attention to it. And now she's apologizing for it and saying that, I shouldn't have just shared that video, I don't mean that, da da da. So now she's apologizing for it. But yeah, I guess people have really held against her the idea that she shared that video of a Sandy Hook conspiracy. I don't know. What do you think about this going down with her in this?
Oh man. Okay, hot take. I'm just kidding.
Mhm.
No. Um, just like a notepad and shit. I think I don't know, dude. It's on a serious note. That's like very irresponsible for her to like being sharing. What do you say? Not propaganda, conspiracies about it.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
that was such like an American tragedy, or like just like a major tragedy that happened. Man, I can't believe it's already been 11 years, man. It's
Yeah,
like there's been so many since then. It's like you just
yeah, it really
it's
has.
sad, man. It's very sad. But just to like be promoting conspiracies like that and just be like, oh, people will forget about it, and then now you're just apologizing for it because people are still like calling you out about it, and people have the internet, like it's easy to look up shit now. And I don't it's ridiculous that to kind of just like play it off. Oh, people forget about it. It's like, bro, like children died that day, like innocent children, and just for you to
Mhm,
be saying like, or not say, but like to promote a video where they say like, oh, like this was all planned because X and Y and Z.
mhm.
What do you think about it?
She should have apologized that day if she really like was getting. Obviously, if she immediately got shit for it,
Mm-hmm.
and she should have like I don't know if she watched the video or she just tweeted it out, but if she really felt like she did something wrong, she should have apologized that day instead of waiting however long to do it.
11 years.
Yeah, especially in that same what is it? That same apology she had wrote there, which is just, for all audio listeners, it's just like a note she typed up on her iPhone and then tweeted it out. She was going to write about it in her book, but her author was like, "No, don't, because then it's going to call more attention to it and bring it back to light." And it's like, okay, so every opportunity you have had to apologize for it, because you've had many platforms. You've been on UFC, you've been on WWE, you had a book come out. You've had so many opportunities to apologize for it to your wider audience, and you took no effort to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So who are we not to think you still don't believe what you retweeted if you care not to retract it or apologize.
Mm-hmm.
So like for her to like get all this shit for it now on Reddit, and then suddenly, okay, now I'm apologizing for it. It's like, oh, now you're accountable, like because you're being held accountable now. Like it's, I don't know, it's very disingenuous to me because
Mm-hmm.
she's doing it so late and only whenever people are rowdy calling attention to it, like by the masses.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I don't know. To me, like she's in the interviews I've seen with her too, with the concussions and all that. She's just
Mhm.
kind of a dumb person.
Um, I don't know what she said about the concussions, but can you please enlighten me with what she said if you
I'm
remember?
just I'm just trying to remember. She says she's had so many concussions, like in WWE, when Stephanie McMahon like slapped her, that gave her a concussion, and no telling how many other concussions she's had just from like being hit or being this and that, to where um and then like during her time in the WWE or in UFC where there really wasn't any concussion protocols, she doesn't even know when she's had concussions. She may think she had just had headaches or just wasn't feeling well or she was dizzy.
Hmm.
So she doesn't even know how many concussions she's had. So like just the fact that she has an unknown amount of concussions, it's like, well, why am I going to take this person's opinion who's had so many concussions?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry for the Sandy Hook, and conspiracy. And it's like, well, you're just, yeah, it's like, well, you've been concussed so many times. Even if you said, oh, it's not a conspiracy, I'd be like, well, I don't know what to believe because you're just kind of dumb for, you know.
Man, it's crazy. That's just like a norm thing now, where it's not like the concussion stuff, but it's like where people of like high popularity, like on celebrity status, like are willing to say like really fucking dumb shit. Like for example, like Logan Paul. We don't have to fucking say what he's been about, but it's just
Uh-huh.
like, dude, it's like, and people look up to them and support them, but it's like, it's one thing like with Logan Paul about like the whole boxing Olympic stuff, because I don't know too much about it myself, so I can't really say anything about that. But to where the whole like suicide forests thing, like that stuff, like that was very irresponsible of you. That was very rude. Like,
Mhm.
you know, like that wasn't proper for you to do. Like that is, respect the dead.
Uh-huh.
And like same thing with Ronda Rousey here too. With this whole like, oh, this has some good points, like, and then for you to retweet it and then take it down. I don't know how long that post was up for. Like, I don't think anyone knows unless they probably fucking saw it like at the time. But it's like that's a whole nother level. It's like, kids' lives were taken that day, like that were just in school. And just for you to say that's a fucking conspiracy theory, like you could just fucking fuck right off. Like that's just stupid. Like why am I gonna listen to you, especially how you said that she's talked about how many concussions she's had. Like, oh, I might be a little loopy, like I don't remember this. Like it's like, bitch, you ain't fucking said what you said. Like, like that's just we know like the type of person you are. Like you don't look into the facts and shit. Like you're just gonna blurt shit out just because. And I'm glad she got called out for it, dude. Like not a lot of celebrities get called out for that, or it's like we talk about celebrities here all the time. Like we talk about Kanye, like that's a whole nother story, but it's like he still has a big fan base, but it's like, you know, it won't really take effect unless like this cancel culture actually takes effect, where it's just like, she fucking falls off like the face of the earth. Not like dying or anything, but just like, go into hiding, delete social media like altogether.
Mhm.
But it's not gonna happen. Like people are still gonna complain about it no matter what.
No, I really think it goes to say like how the internet is forever, how they're still holding her accountable for this after 12 years, and
Hmm.
then for the Reddit AMA to go that completely, like it wasn't just one or two people saying that trolling her, it was like every fucking question,
Hmm.
was about Sandy Hook. So it's like, okay, yeah, we remember that you are trying to brush this under the rug and never bring it back up, or not bring attention to it. And
Hmm.
like I said, she's had many opportunities and platforms to apologize for it or make amends, and she hasn't. So I mean, better late than never that she's doing it now, but it only took an army of fucking Redditors to fucking put her in her place, to make it so,
Redditors will do that to you, man. Reddit is a fucking Reddit's a fucking cesspool, but it's like, they actually work together to do some good out of it this time, It's like Reddit and then fucking Twitter or X. Like,
Yeah.
Twitter's one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen now. It's like a cesspool of like neckbeards and cringe and politics, and it's terrible.
Yeah, but it has its moments like this where it knocks people down,
Mhm.
and brings them back to point of perspective where it's like, oh, I need to watch what I say because that
Uh-huh.
can affect the world imminently in a ripple effect,
Yeah, and sometimes that's just what you need. Like, just people to come down to like this sense of just being human.
Yeah.
Like you're not put on a fucking pedestal. Like, you're one of us, dude. Like,
I'm about to
it's
say people
ridiculous.
people I say a lot of people need to be humbled, and it's good when it happens,
Hmm.
and then they actually, like her, try to, I guess, make amends. So hopefully, she will do something about that,
Hmm.
Moving on to better news. There was an interview, Scott Delmore came on Chris Van Vliet, and I was like, oh, there he is. I was wondering what happened to him because he, I remember we were talking about him leaving TNA, and we weren't sure why. And I was on the negative side of things, like, man, maybe he did something bad, like it
Hmm.
was, like SA or child accusation type shit. And that's why it's
Yeah,
quietly being done. But they don't really go into, like, I don't know. They just parted ways. That's all. Like, did you watch the interview?
I didn't get to, but
It
it's
was
something
a
I watch later.
it was a long interview. It was actually
Yeah,
like
it's
2 hours.
2 hours.
And I think from what I remember, he just said that they told him they were going to part ways with him, and he was like proud of what they did with TNA, but he was sad that they were letting him go. But there wasn't any like tomfoolery, or whatever you
Hmm.
want to say. But it says here, let's hear what he has to say in this clip here about different things. I'm seeing.
We never got a chance to put Kenny Omega in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
Like we would have been selling a lot of tickets at that point with Kenny Omega.
Yeah, he was your world champion.
And Kenny was amazing coming in, and I don't think people ever realize how banged up and hurt Kenny is. And there's people they're like, oh, well, Kenny like nailed it in. I watched Kenny get worked on for 90 minutes to try to get enough, build up enough strength to go out there and wrestle Moose at 1 a.m. in Jacksonville. And people are like, oh, well, Kenny phoned it in. Like that guy could barely walk. And then that guy sat there apologizing to Moose, giving him Moose a great match that few people in the world could give me. And I wanted to do so much more. So sorry. He was great. Now you look at things like, hey, things are going good for TNA now. People go, oh, well, they don't like that Kenny didn't get to drop the belt. Kenny would have dropped the belt, would have loved to have, wanted to put Josh over, wanted to work with Eddie Edwards, just didn't pan out. Like some of the things that we saw with AEW, like haven't happened for the TNA relationship yet. Like people will point, I love it. It's like somebody pointed out that, TNA has record low viewership, like on one of the Omega shows. They point out that it's something where none of the DVRs work and some systems were on blackout. Point out the other fact, point out that the highest rated show in the history of Access TV, the highest rated, not just Impact show, but the highest rated show by a long shot, never be on Access TV, was that 268 overnight number that Kenny did that grew that well into the threes.
So here he's just talking a lot about how Kenny Omega was great for TNA, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah, in Scott D'Amore interview, validated everything the AEW fans have been saying all about the AEW TNA partnership, that it was an overwhelming success. Some of the things that happened with AEW haven't happened for the NX TNA relationship yet. I don't know. I don't know about this clip. He's just putting over Kenny Omega, which is true. Kenny Omega is great. But I don't know about him saying, "Oh, some things haven't happened yet for AEW that NXT and then TNA are doing," but that's
Mm-hmm.
happening right now with Joe Henry and all that, and with
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Grace. So, I mean, it's bound to happen. It's just slowly happening, you know.
Yeah, it'll get there. It eventually will. And it's just good to hear stories like, how do you say, like, we kind of murk on the relationship between AEW and New Japan, where it feels like it hasn't really helped anybody. Well, I believe it hasn't really helped anybody, but I forgot they had this partnership with TNA, and from what I remember, it's like, yeah, that Kenny Omega was a big deal when it happened, because I think he had like 4 belts or 5 belts at the time. Yeah, Kenny Omega had a lot of belts, and he was over there having matches with like Rich Swann and Moose and Christian Cage before Christian Cage became the heel that he is now. But that was some of the best, like the best that Impact has been, or TNA has been at the time. But it was just like super unfortunate, because unfortunately it happened like during COVID, so there were like really like big crowds or anything until like the end of that relationship with TNA, like when Christian Cage became champion, and then eventually how was I gonna say? Eventually, Christian Cage won the championship, and eventually dropped it to. I think he dropped it to Moose, if I remember correctly. I don't remember who he dropped it to, and I think at the time that relationship was cut off. But it's cool to see, positives come out of that relationship, especially, for TNA being on a channel that's on Access TV, which a lot of people don't really have. But I think it's on like free channels like Pluto and stuff. Because eventually, I watch stuff on Access sometimes, but I
Hmm.
forgot like they showed TNA on there, because it's like not at the time it wasn't really promoted, because AEW doesn't really promote the other stuff like very, very well.
No, not at all. Barely even their stuff to
Uh
promote it very well, let alone Ring of Honor or anything that they own.
huh. Bro, for what?
They don't. Well, Ring of Honor they own it,
What's
right?
that?
Ayo,
Woo!
what is that? Is that a wedding reality TV show? Ring of Honor?
So I don't watch the Bravo TV. What are you
Yeah,
talking about, man?
the Bachelor, the Bachelorette type shit. Ring of Honor.
Damn, good times, man. Good times. The
Uh,
Bachelor for Ring of Honor.
I know during this interview too with the Scott D'Amore, he had said he was opening up a wrestling place in Canada called Maple Leaf. What do you call it?
Maple Leaf Pro.
Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, right?
Uh
Yeah, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, Maple Leaf Pro. And he announced here that this guy Mauro Ranallo will be returning to pro wrestling commentary as the voice of Maple Leaf Pro
huh.
Wrestling.
Ooh, that's
And
cool.
I just love this graphic. It makes him look so evil.
He looks like he's like part like stockholder of Vought from The Boys.
He's just like I don't know. He's just communism or something. It's
He's a Call of Duty villain. That's what he is. Do you know much about Mauro Ranallo? He's the guy that goes "Mamma Mia." Or
okay, that sounds familiar, but was he ever on a UFC?
he's called a couple of UFC matches. I think his big thing now was that he calls stuff for boxing
Oh,
for
okay.
for because I know he was part of NXT, like when NXT was like fucking big, like the black and gold era, like the one I would always like nut about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but but he was such a big thing at the time, and it was a shame because he ended up getting let go, or like either he left or got let go because he was very he had like a bunch of like anxiety issues that were like real extreme, and two, there was he had released a statement talking about how JBL was a bully, and like would just like constantly like rag on him like every time they were like between breaks, and like his anxiety went through the roof, and eventually like he ended up calling it quits,
Hmm.
like for wrestling. And again, like the whole cancel culture thing, it's like people were like mad dogging on JBL for the longest time for being a bully. And there was a bunch of accusations like how he was a bully when his time as like the wrestling god, like the stock marketer, JBL, like JBL
Mhm.
being a fucking asshole, like outside of like kayfabe, and like a whole lot of people to like cancel him at the time. But hey, no, like he's actually a leftist, so we'll like him. Like everyone likes him now, But it's good to see Mauro Ronaldo back. Like his commentary can be a little bit over the top, but there's like this sense of how do you say, like action that he puts into his commentary. Like, oh my god, like real over the top. It's like, man, like this is making me care for this match. And I think
Mhm.
that was another big thing besides the wrestling that I really liked about NXT was Mauro Ronaldo. Like he was a big thing in like the commentary team and a big part of that NXT Black and Gold era.
No, I think that's a big part of what's lost in commentary now. Like, I know you listen to whenever I do listen to AEW commentary, like watching Botchamania or something, uh, it's just a lot of like them joking around or not really taking it seriously or them not being enthusiastic about it, and it kind of throws me out of the I wouldn't even say the throws me out of the match, not the reality of the match, but just like if they're not caring about it, why should I care about it?
Yeah, I think with AEW, it's I mean, they do have the good stuff, like as far as like their commentary team, but I think the bad stuff kind of like outweighs the good stuff a little bit. Like I know, like Botchamania always talks about Taz and like the commentary between Taz and Tony Schiavone, and then Excalibur like kind of like being like the middleman. Um, Excalibur is okay, but I think the best part about the commentary team is probably Nigel McGuinness because like he puts this like it's kind of what you want from like a heel commentator, like, oh, he's doing this because of this and that, and like just being like a snarky Englishman, and it really really works like for him. We're like just being over the top, like when Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa, and Brian May, they all kissed each other. And like everyone just like started clapping, and he's like started go crying and stuff. Like that shit's great, dude. That shit was so funny. It's hilarious, and like he's able to separate from the goofiness to when he needs to get serious. Where as far as like Tony Schiavone, he's getting paid, and Taz is just like, I don't know, just like rambling on about like whatever about like an Arby's deal or some shit.
Well, and I'm glad that this Maple Leaf Pro's opening up because, like he was saying that Scott Damore in the interview that it's harder for Canadian talent to be showcased and then try to like get their visas when coming to America and being like, oh, well, what have you worked before? And it's like, oh, well, I've done this indie show here, this indie show there. Yeah, but what prominent place have you worked for? And there's not really like a prominent place, like more or less in Canada. So this gives them like somewhere to showcase their talents. So when they are trying to migrate to America, they could say, oh, well, where have you worked at? Oh, I worked at Maple Leaf Pro. Here's my my matches or whatever, and then it just helps like give them a place to showcase talent in Canada.
That's badass, man. Like there's a bunch of like great talent from Canada as well.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is really fucking good. He's from TNA, etc. Those are the only three I can think of off the top of my head right now.
Edge and Christian are both from Canada, right?
They are both from Canada.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, he's a prominent Canadian.
Yeah, I never knew he was a prominent Canadian until I saw Deadpool.
He does need help showcasing his talents.
I know, man. It's hard, man, for these indie wrestlers, man, to get their name out there.
We do have here, what is this? An advertisement in London just revealed AEW and JPW Forbidden Door 2025. AEW All In 2026, both coming to England. What do you think of this? Is that good?
Sure. It brings in more business. Real quick for audio listeners, I guess they're already setting up for everything in All In for tomorrow. And somebody took a picture of like those, I guess, what do you call those things?
Like, I don't know.
Like
They're
this,
like
like
little,
display screens. Like there's
yeah.
another word for them.
They like display graphics, like graphic
Yeah,
display screens or something.
like how WWE have like around the barricade and stuff, or like on the side of the ring. It's one of those graphic screens, and it says AEW X New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door London 2025, and then there's another screen at the bottom where it says AEW All In London. See you in 2026. So it looks like they already got some shows prepared for the future. It's always good to future plan like that. And I just don't think Forbidden Door is going to do Wembley Stadium. They might be like a smaller arena. Excuse me.
No, that's cool. I mean, I don't know. I know Forbidden Door wasn't really all that. This last showing that was it, and I know All In is going to be 2025 in Texas, right? I think.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to go to that actually.
Are you?
Yeah, me and my friend, like, we were talking about how we really want to go. So it's like, I've never been to Dallas before. So let's see how it goes. I heard Dallas sucks ass.
I hear it gets cold up there when it does get cold, like icy fucking cold, you know?
Oh, that'd be cool to, like, learn how to drift and stuff. that'd be badass, man.
It's
I
not
love it here.
yeah, it's not the funnest to drift in snow, but you know, I don't think it'll get that cold now with how hot it's like. Oh, it's 55 out there, but it feels like 108, and I don't know.
Right, 108, but it's actually 32 degrees
Celsius, bruv. No, I don't know.
but, damn it. But this is good for them, man. The one thing that kind of sucks is I hate when stuff gets leaked like this. Like, I kind of want to be genuinely surprised, but then again, it's like Tony Khan's like announcing this shit himself in like interviews, so it kind of like the surprise, you know?
Yeah, he just announces shit whenever he wants to. There's really like no surprises anymore. I don't know. We're burnt
Yeah,
out on surprises.
yeah, it really is. It's like everything's like groundbreaking now. It's like, whatever. Go ahead, bud.
We have here from WrestleOps. There are many times where Triple H is scrolling through Twitter from WWE's gorilla position at the broadcast and paying very close attention to what the audience is doing and reacting to as the shows are going on the air. He pays very close attention to what the audience wants, not just live, but also based on social media feedback. This is via PW Insider. I want to file this under no shit. Duh. Like,
You're telling me water's wet? What the fuck?
yeah, like, okay, he's the fucking, what is he, like the centrifugal force officer, and he's like the main talent officer or whatever, right? So
Uh-huh.
of course he's gonna be like, what the fuck, how's the audience reacting online and in person, you know?
Is
Duh.
that they need those monikers like the AEW and shit? It's like breaking news. Sun is really hot.
It continues to get hot. No, I don't know.
Dude, that is so fucking funny, man. I think it's funny how like people for years say like, oh, Triple H has a burner account, all this other stuff. I was like, I'm pretty sure he does. It's like I
Yeah.
don't think he's just there like just watching the match, like twiddling his fingers very maniacally like a Mr. Burns character.
I mean, if he's not personally on Twitter, he has someone scrolling telling him how people are reacting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't expect him to be like this, like on his phone, like that, and like
Just
that.
like doing that face where he's like choking, but his like veins popping out of his forehead.
Or he's got like those Thailand farmers or Indian farmers where they have all the phones and they're scrolling while.
It's the old school like the old school fucking collect calls where it's like they connect one wire to another wire like this.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know what I'm talking
imagine
about?
him. Yeah, I don't imagine him like switchboarding and juggling these things himself. Like I imagine he's got a team right there telling him, like, "Yes, sir, this is what's going on X. Yes, this is what's going on Facebook. This is the reaction to this on Reddit." Uh,
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
so I could see him having a team like that straight up doing that, as cheesy as it sounds, but that would just be stupid not to have a team like that at this point.
It'll be kind of cool if Triple H is at the computer and it's like they go to a commercial break, right? And then he's like, "Oh, I'll be right back." And there's like a giant wooden door behind him. He goes inside, closes it, he turns around, just a bunch of cages filled with pigeons, like with the little notes wrapped around, and they're just like copy and paste of like X tweets, like like, "Oh, but this show sucks," and then he writes a little something, sends that pigeon out. But like it's only him, and no one knows who else he's like. He's setting him off to his other burner accounts to get more information.
I was thinking he's like, "I'll be right back" at the commercial break, and he goes into the room, and there's just an old like Apple II or whatever, and he has his glasses, and he's just like,
He's on a typewriter.
yeah, he's like that Coraline dad. I keep mentioning that Coraline dad, or he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's just like checking the fucking dirt sheets or something.
Dirt sheets. Oh, what if he actually has a subscription to the newsletter?
Oh,
Dude. And then he fucking like he just types in faking gay to Dave Meltzer every time. Just faking gay, this is faking gay, and then sends it off. He puts on like the Apple Vision, like the Apple Pro, the headset, and then it's just him like touching screens like that. Downvote, faking gay, like, save. But he's like doing this, but he's in gorilla, and everyone's just staring at him like, "What the fuck are you doing, Hunter?"
And then he just has the G Generation X theme song playing in the background.
But yeah, he has the headset on. He's just fucking chopping.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. I just imagine that's just smart of him, being the chief talent exec or whatever CTE and whatever fucking acronym he is. He would just, that'd be stupid for him not to have all these different areas of feedback that he considers.
And since everything's like very social media based as well, it's like, how can you not be, on social media? Like, I'm pretty sure you do have burner accounts. It's like, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, no, me neither. No, at all. But yeah, no. I'm sure he's fine. I don't know if he has straight up burner accounts that say like quadruple H or whatever, but
Yes, Triple H lover 69, Triple H hater 420,
not Triple H official.
It's like it's his name spelled backwards, like Ipple H or something. Iplets H.
Speaking of someone that's always quite on social media, John Cena. John Cena states that he has already signed an extension to remain with WWE once the farewell tour is over after 2025 via Club Shay Shay. What do you think about this?
That makes me happy, man. I don't think I'm ready to see John Cena go, man. I'm not mentally prepared. I've been telling my coworkers, like, dude, like Danielson might retire, and like the same year that John Cena announced his retirement. Like, oh, dude, it's like, is this what growing old feels like?
Yes, it is.
Oh man, this sucks. I'm gonna just start crying right now.
You think it's gonna be like a farewell tour part 2 after the farewell tour?
I hope so, and then he just squashes everybody like that he comes across, like Mega Super Cena.
That'd be kind of fun. No, Imagine with all the Make-A-Wish and everything, and his real name being tied to WWE, like they own his real name.
Mhm.
I imagine he's always going to be a part of WWE, whether he wants to or not.
He really is. Or I feel like now it's like they could work out a contract, like where he gets more. How you say it? Um,
Freedom.
Not freedom. Compensation. I guess
Yeah.
it's more compensation like to his name. Yeah, I feel like like your name's tied to the WWE. I feel like that sounds like a Vince McMahon thing. Like that
'Cause
sounds evil,
uh,
And then Triple H is like, signed a contract. It's not as lucrative as Vincent made it.
oh, Triple H. He
I
knows
know.
what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
I know.
Uh,
He absolutely does.
but yeah, no, I'm for John Cena. Like I said, the Make-A-Wish and all that. He's a good guy. I'll look forward to how this farewell tour is, and then him continuing, working with WWE. I think he's
Mhm.
a good. He's always been a good egg to them.
Yeah. Hope it when if one of those dates next year comes through San Antonio, me and my brother Richard are gonna get tickets to go check it out to see if he's actually gonna have a match there on the card and stuff like that. Like I just want to see John Cena for one last time. That's all I want.
no, he's a good guy.
Mm.
But we'll hope for Peacemaker 2 and all the other stuff like
Oh,
that.
dude, I'm ready for Peacemaker season 2.
It was good. It was
It
good.
was awesome. Yeah.
It's really good. We have here other news was Matt Cardona says he wants to finish his career back in WWE, claiming he feels closer to becoming WWE champion now following his run on the Indies than he was when he was in the company as Zack Ryder. I think right now in summer 2024, being released from WWE for 4 years, I honestly feel like I'm closer to the WWE World Title than I was when I worked for WWE. I'm proud to be the indie god. I'm proud to be the face of GCW. But when it's all said and done, I want to end my career in WWE. I want to have another WrestleMania moment. I want to be in Madison Square Garden, but as Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder is dead. I am so fortunate for Zack Ryder for the highs and the lows, the good and the bad, because it set me up for this. It prepared me for this via Sports Illustrated. What do you think
Wow.
about Matt Cardona coming back for another run with or his last run, maybe with WWE?
I'm cool with that. That'd be cool. Like he really did invent himself like on the indies, and I know he said in interviews where he was like super against doing death matches because I don't know if you remember it. Like he did the death match against Nick Gage.
Yeah, I think I recall that.
Yeah, and he was like, I didn't want to do it, but I know it's like it'll get people talking, like Zack Ryder doing a death match, and sure enough, I ended up winning, and people like fucking hated me for it, and it's like that's a good change, like I needed. So I feel like he's built himself up to have like another go into WWE, depending on how it goes, like how far they're willing to work with them, because there's just like so many storylines happening now, where it's just
Yeah,
like it's really big. So I feel like they could work that in, or maybe they bring him in to have a match against like John Cena, on his farewell tour. I know he's talked about that too, that he does want to have a match with Cena on his farewell tour. A lot of wrestlers do, but it's like it's only so many dates. It's like picking and choosing.
hmm I think he could go after the other championship, not necessarily the Cody Rhodes one. Maybe the who has it right now?
Oh,
Not Seth
Gunther.
Rollins. Oh, Gunther has it.
Uh
Yeah, I don't know. Never mind.
huh.
Never mind. Have him go after the Cody Rhodes one.
Dude, I know it's like it'll be good. I mean, not knocking out Cody Rhodes at all, but it's like there'll be a good match. But it's like if we're going up against Gunther, dude, he's gonna filet mignon your ass and eat you
Yeah,
alive.
yeah. I'm sorry. Nobody else deserves that more than Gunther at the moment.
Oh man, on this podcast, we stand Bobby Lashley and Gunther.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
then I
is
was like, and I was just thinking, well, who has the Intercontinental one? And it's Braun
Braun
Breaker. Yeah,
Breaker.
never mind. Never mind.
The U.S. Championship, LA Knight. Maybe Women's
Yeah,
Championship? Rhea Ripley. Oh wait, no, Liv Morgan. I was gonna say Rhea Ripley,
maybe LA Knight, maybe, but that's
but
about it.
that would still be a good match too. It's like LA
Yeah,
Knight fucking kicks ass.
yeah, it would be. It'd be a nice.
Did you hear that?
Um, yeah, yeah, I did hear it was a weird sound. It was weird.
I'm hungry.
It would be a good match. It'd be a nice like match of wits. I don't know because they look kind of the same and they come from the same tape. It seems, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, and he could have a match against Cody Rhodes. I don't mind that at all, but I don't see Matt Cardona winning it unless they build him up to be like a really top superstar, you know?
Hmm. Yeah,
But I mean, it is what it is. Things could change within a year.
unless he means like the NXT title. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he could be NXT champion. Yeah, hell yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
that'd
be
be
cool for
pretty
that
cool.
too.
That'd
Not
be pretty
downgrade
cool.
the NXT championship, but it's like anything better than Ethan Page.
Yeah, yeah. I think he could do that.
Hmm.
Also, uh, moving on to other promotions. TNA's Rich Swann is entering rehab after a second disorderly intoxication arrest since 2022. Swan was arrested in June 8th in Altamonte Springs, Florida, and charged with disorderly public intoxication and causing a disturbance, a misdemeanor offense. Following the incident, Swan is entering a substance abuse rehab program via Post Wrestling at Brandon Thurston. What do you think about Rich Swann entering rehab for I don't know, alcohol seems.
Oh man, that sucks, man. It's a shame when you see people struggling like that. I know he got released from WWE because he was arrested for an altercation with his girlfriend at the time. I want to
Mhm.
say, and it led to like him chasing her, but like he had gone out of his car and like didn't put it in park, so it was just like driving off. I don't remember what that first arrest was. Let me look it up right now, but it's really a shame. Like I just you never want to see like the downfall of wrestlers. Like Rich Swann is actually like super talented and he's a great performer as well. But in the end, it's really that they can only help themselves, like to make that first step, you know?
Yeah, definitely. No, I don't know him personally, but I've seen a lot of like those videos on YouTube of like the TLC like rehab or addictions
Mm-hmm.
and it takes a lot to like for them even alcohol being I mean not that hard drugs are any like worse than alcohol, you know, it just depends on who you are and your vices and what you're into. But like it's hard to take that step for recovery and then you're always fighting it, you know, like they always say like an alcoholic is you're never not still an alcoholic. You're always battling it. You never like win the battle, you know. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
never ending struggle. So for him to like I mean, I don't know if he was forced to take the step or whatever, but regardless of that, he's at least taking the first steps to recovery and that's a good thing, you know, like for him and for whatever his loved ones, if he does have, you know, people close to him.
Mm-hmm. So he was released back in 2017 because when WWE brought back their cruiserweight division and it went to ass, he was one of the champions. I think he was the cruiserweight champion at the time for 205 Live. I think that's what it was.
Hmm.
Um, but they let him go that same year. So it starts off with this personal life. This is off of Wikipedia. And it says Swan married his girlfriend of 5 years, Verana Riggs, a fellow professional wrestler better known as Sue Young, in March of 2017. On December 30th, 2021, Riggs announced that she was pregnant with the first couple's child. Her son was born February 2022. Um, Legal issues. On December 10th of 2017, Swan was arrested in Gainesville, Florida on charges of battery and kidnapping/false imprisonment.
Mm.
The victim was identified as his wife. According to the arrest report, Swans and Riggs had gotten into an argument over Swans criticizing Riggs' performance at a show that night. When Riggs tried to get away from Swan, witnesses state that he grabbed her in a headlock and dragged her back into his car. Swan was released of Alachua County Jail later that same day and told to get in contact with court services. On January 25th, 2018, all charges against Swan were dismissed when a determination was made by prosecutors that there was a, quote, insufficient evidence to move forward with the case. And then it says right here, from 3 days ago, on August 21st, 2024, Swan was reported to be entering rehab following his second arrest for disorderly intoxication since 2022. This latest arrest is part of an ongoing legal and personal challenges he has faced in recent years.
Well, here's hoping he can find help.
Yeah, that's all you could wish for, man. That's all
Yeah.
you could do.
Moving on to I guess still sad, but in a different way. Bryan Danielson has revealed that his daughter wants him to lose at AEW All In so that he could just be home to just be a dad. It'll be the first time my son's ever seen me wrestle live. My daughter got to see me wrestle live at WrestleMania 35. She was 2 years old and she doesn't remember. So it's really exciting. It's exciting for our family. So my wife will be there and my kids will be there. My son wants me to win, but also wants me to get beat up a little bit. My daughter doesn't want to see me get beat up, but she wants me to lose so I can come home and just be a dad. The source, Bryan Danielson from the BBC Sounds. What do you think about this?
That's sad, man.
Well, he's
Oh,
spoiling it. He's gonna lose.
it's like, I imagine like, Dad, I want you to lose so you can go home and be a dad. Like, I miss you at home. He goes, oh, Birdie. I think that's the name of his daughter, Birdie. Oh, Birdie gets down to her level and like pats her on the head. He's like, I'm gonna kick his fucking head in.
Almost Tiger Driver him, bro.
Bro, beans with your breakfast, love. God save the queen, innit?
No, I don't know. I feel like we're all getting like groomed to feel that, I don't know if that's the best word, groomed, but to where Danielson is gonna lose. We're all getting like mentally prepared for it. Through all these
Oh,
interviews
dude,
and
I'm not
shit.
gonna be ready for it if he loses. If he wins, like I'm gonna pop so hard for that. Honestly, it's gonna be great. But if he
Yeah,
loses, like I got my bandana here to capture all these tears.
he loses and then he just drops it the next day. That'd be crazy.
Damn.
I don't know. Hey, Bryan Danielson, what do we have here? I think this is the last year on the news. Dory Funk Jr. has arrived in Japan to wrestle at his late brother Terry Funk's memorial event. Terry passed away 1 year ago tomorrow. Dory, at 83 years old, will become the oldest male wrestler to participate in a wrestling match in history. And here was I guess this happened early this night or whatever, because here's Dory Funk in his 80s did an exploding death match today. And yeah, I guess he at 80 years old he wrestled an exploding death
God.
match. I don't know what to think of that.
No, you think he did a Tiger Driver?
No, but I think somewhere out there Ric Flair's like, this piece of shit. Now I got to get back in the ring, and
Oh, dude,
I want to be the
I
ultimate.
hope not, man. I hope not. He needs to fucking stay far away.
I don't know, man. Richard wants him to be in one more match. I know.
I know, and I tell Richard, like, dude, just let the man retire. And then before I can even finish, he's chopping me in his robe, open, mind you, and his dick just flailing everywhere.
Yeah, the helicopter.
He's like, he chops me. Woo, touch it. Woo, touch it. I just
You
like,
want to ride
like
Space Mountain?
It's a Diavu going. Woo.
Wheeling and dealing and jet flying, wooings. No,
Women grabbing, dick flailing.
That's Richard. Richard loves that shit. There's
Oh
no.
man.
But no, that was all the news here. We're gonna get into some botches and cool stuff here. I think lastly on the podcast we have here Big E and Big D Team Big ED. Let's hear what they have to say here.
See Big E, I'm Big D. That is you. You remember our failed tag team, Big ED? You stop it. You stop it right now.
Man, Big E's cool. Even though
Oh man, I love Big E. I love Drew McIntyre too. Big ED.
remember our failed tag team, Big ED, and he's like, stop it.
You stop it. You stop it right now. Oh my god, dude, that is so funny. I miss Big E every day.
I think he's great with wherever they have him, but yeah, I'm just glad he's like pretty much
Safe.
healthy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Mhm.
he's like 100% healthy. He's just living. I don't know. Of course, he's not wrestling, so I'm sure he feels bad there. But he's living his best life as a ambassador and all that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Big ED. That's funny.
Here's Shinsuke Nakamura in a ramen commercial.
Is this one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen in my life? I want to say this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen, man.
I just don't. I mean, not that American commercials are any better or any non like where they don't make any sense, but I mean, if you're just listening, Shinsuke's trying to like court a woman who's like a tanuki, like she has fox ears and a foxtail, and this dude just watching them, and it's like basically telling him, you want to be cool like this guy, eat some ramen.
Yeah, then like Shinsuke's doing his hand gestures to the tail. His shirt pops open, like just pops open, and then he does his pose like where he goes up against the rope, but he's grabbing like a bench and doing it. And it's still one of the coolest things I've ever seen, man.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like it makes you want to fucking buy ramen. I just don't.
Dude. I'm gonna go buy some ramen, man. Bobby Lashley, Gunther, and Shinsuke. Man,
No,
dude, I love
Shinsuke's
Shinsuke so
great.
much.
Yeah, Shinsuke's great. I do enjoy Shinsuke. What do we have here? What's next? Oh, this would catch a lot of you, and it's a mousetrap with Rhea Ripley set as the bait.
Dude, I would grab hold of that bar and tell her to run away. You'll be safe. Please, I volunteer as tribute.
I would use my tongue to be trapped there.
Just
exactly, just like that.
Man.
Just like that. What do we have
dude.
here? This is let's see here. Oh, this is Jim Ross. This is good old JR. Let's see what he has to say.
Sure, that'll also be plenty of people watching that'll say, "Boy, JR looks old." Hey, guess what, Einstein? I am old. What the fuck do you want? So I'm being a little bit of a turd, but anyway.
Oh shit!
That's just Jim Ross saying that he's old.
Guess what? I am old. What the fuck
I
you
am
want?
old. Yeah, I'm being a turd about it.
Turd.
Good old JR. Here's Dave Meltzer when Will Spray versus Ricochet happens.
Oh
And if anyone has
man.
seen the movie Whiplash, it's just clips from Whiplash where the guy looks like he's masturbating very much. But he's not. He's actually drumming.
Man, I never seen this movie.
You ever seen it? It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I heard it's really good.
Yeah, he's not actually masturbating in this scene that it alludes to. He's drumming.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah. the new fake news media is trying to clip it to where it makes it look like he's masturbating, but he's actually playing the
just like they're
drums.
clipping the weather.
I tell you.
Damn.
Here's Jade Cargill with Bobby Lashley on what is this?
Family Feud.
Yeah, I was gonna say How I Met Your Mother. I was like, why the fuck am I saying How I Met Your Mother? Clip's not loading. And you know, this makes me sad because Bobby Lashley's not with WWE anymore, but obviously this was filmed a while back.
I think they just released it too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this just got released maybe a couple days ago. Let's see what she has to say.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. You can press that. Yeah. Here you go. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And that's just Jade about to shake Bobby Lashley's hand, but she kind of fakes him out and doesn't shake his hand. Which, if you want my opinion, it's because the timelines would have converged because they're one and the same person from different timelines. So if they were to have touched, it would have created like a fucking singularity into our black hole of a universe. And,
oh my god!
Yeah, that's my opinion though. Why do you think she might have done this to Bobby Lashley?
I don't know, man. I think if that was me about to shake her hand, she does that to me, I would apologize for sticking out my hand in the first place.
Oh, you said apologize, but you put your hands up like in fists, like oh yeah.
Nah, dude, she'll beat the shit out of me, man. It's okay.
I'm about to show you some some respect and dignity. Here's respect and here's dignity.
Like she picks me up, breaks me across her back or across her knee.
I wouldn't mind that though by Jade Cargill. No, here's a crazy bump. Let's see if it loads up.
Oh my god!
So you're gonna see it in slow motion.
Oh no!
So yeah, for audio listeners, this guy gets kind of like almost like a rock bottom, but he lands neck first. Yeah, very much neck first. And yeah, I guess from the comments in the video, they say he's okay. He was apparently okay.
I'm glad. That looks ugly.
Yeah,
holy
that was
shit!
Yeah, that was Rowdy neck first.
Oh my god, it looked terrible rewinded.
Poor guy. That's paying your dues. It's paying your dues.
The boys just being boys.
Here's OMG Rikishi's son, Tamiko Fatu is a beast. How big is his family? And then someone just put, I hear about Rikishi's son every week, and it's a different guy every time.
Dude, for real? How many sons does Rikishi have?
I don't know. I just remember seeing that family tree and just seeing a bunch of names, but it didn't seem like it was real,
How many sons does Rikishi? Like, I didn't even finish typing it, and it just pops up with a picture of Rikishi, and it says 4.
4? Really? Just 4?
Yeah, because 1, 2. Yeah, so this guy, so it's Solo, the Usos, and Jeremiah Penita Fatu.
Oh yeah.
And I think this is him. I think. Let me see.
Miko Fatu.
Golly, I'm trying to think of what his name is. Nah, he has 4 sons. That's crazy, man. That guy was busy.
Here's speaking of busy, and here's Hulk Hogan drunk talking about Kamala.
Oh no, dude. I tried my best to avoid this video.
This video. So let's listen in on it.
Oh man.
You want to get crazy? You want me to throw more beers out? You want me to body slam somebody? You want me to body slam Kamala Harris? I said, do you want me to body slam Kamala Harris? You want me to drop the leg on Kamala? Is Kamala a chameleon? Is she Indian? Okay, I like it. Ow. I'm gonna get heat for that one, brother. That was not me, that was the beers talking.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh no!
Do you think Kamala's a chameleon? Is she Indian? How,
That's what he.
brother?
I was wondering what he said. Like, when he like, is she a something? I was like, do you say chameleon or
Yeah,
Indian?
he
And
said
then he goes, is
chameleon.
she Indian? And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, what the fuck did he say? I was like, he didn't say chameleon. Oh my god, fucking me and Giselle just watched an episode of The Simpsons. Like they go to like an Indian casino and they're like, oh, like Bart and Homer go in, and then Bart's excited because he's never been in a casino before, and then Homer's like, no, son, like you have to be respectful when you come in. And then he starts dancing like an Indian, but he goes, hi, how are ya? Hi, how are ya?
Yeah.
Hi, how are ya? And I was like, oh no.
I miss humor like that.
Oh,
That
dude,
was funny.
it's funny, man. It's so funny. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's hilarious.
No,
But
Hogan.
God, man, that's not me talking. That's the beers talking. Like, no, dude. I think the beers bring out the real you, dude. I think that's what
Yeah.
alcohol does.
Is she a chameleon or an Indian? The crowd just all what?
What? It's like, oh, dude.
I'm gonna get
Pol-
heat for that, brother.
Politics are so cringy, man. It's all like entertainment now.
It just makes me laugh because I kind of like want to believe she's a chameleon now, just because of him saying it.
Dude, she just takes off her skin and she's actually a chameleon.
Yeah, a lizard underneath, like most.
And it's like
Democrats are.
they can't veto her out because she's already president, right? Well, I don't know how the fucking shit works. I don't know.
No.
What am I talking about?
They're already too far in. Yeah,
I don't
you're
know.
right.
They already had 2 chameleons in the White House. It was Grover and it was what's his name? George Bush Sr.
Classic. Back when times men were men and
When
times
men were
simpler.
men and boys will be boys. Locker room talk.
Speaking of boys, or guys, Costco guys to appear at AEW All Out.
Who the fuck is that?
I think these are some TikTokers. I think.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, I just thought this was funny because Cultaholic Wrestling is like reporting on this, and I'm like, okay, who cares?
I like how there's like no link or anything. Like it's just a post.
I mean, I could click on it and read, but I don't like. Do I care if the Costco guys appear at All Out?
Dude, I don't know who the fuck the Costco guys are.
They're
I
like
really.
some TikTokers.
Am I getting old?
Yeah, we're all getting old, man. These people, no, look, it's nothing to even. I don't even know if they came out, if people would recognize them at all.
I swear, if I looked at this kid here, I would have said that's the same kid from fucking Modern Family.
No, that one's a little browner, I think. Just a little. Here's let's see if it loads up. I never forget R-Truth's reaction to Damien being called the bisexual Undertaker. Let's see.
Oh no.
He cashed in and won the championship. It wasn't Damian Priest trending, it was bisexual Undertaker. Is he aware of this phrase that is attached to him?
No, where'd they get that from?
Well, there's some slow motion moments when he flips his hair and the outfits he wears. People believe he's kind of the Undertaker from like 1999, but trending worldwide on Twitter, X, was bisexual Undertaker. And I'm not sure if he no. So he doesn't.
Hey, you know what? I think DP is very comfortable with his sexuality. I think he'll take it and embrace it and run with it.
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, R-Truth's great. R-Truth's
Dude.
fucking great.
Just yesterday, I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I just found out he likes wrestling, but he's like 7 years younger than me. He's like 22, so he's talking about his childhood, and he talks about like, oh, like the Shield, like in 2012, because he was still like in high school, middle school at the time. And I was like, who's your favorite wrestler? And legit, he said R-Truth. And I was like, hell yeah, man. That's how it should be.
No, R-Truth's great. He is fucking great.
Oh, dude, he's so hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen R-Truth laugh. Because I think he's always making other people laugh. That's why.
Yeah, he's always staying pretty fucking into the joke where he doesn't like laugh, but you can tell that one fucking cracked
Oh,
him.
dude, it's so funny, man. That's hilarious.
Well, we have here, this one just says what? Let's see what happens here. Oh, Roman Reigns when he came back with the veneers. It's just a hamburger with big ass white onions.
Oh,
on there.
man, dude. I would destroy that burger. I'm really hungry right now.
Well, lastly here, and I know you sent me this. This one just says holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Let's see.
So stupid. Oh shit! Oh, there's a table there. I
Yeah,
didn't see a
they did a
table.
3D. So for anyone just watching, SpongeBob and Patrick came out into a wrestling match. They were like dudes in inflatable suits. And they just started beating onto a team to the theme of the Goofy Goober song from the SpongeBob movie. And they even gave like a guy a 3D.
Man, just to think, SpongeBob and Patrick would do business for themselves. It's a shame, man.
I don't know why they don't have more Nickelodeon crossovers into wrestling.
I don't know, man. 'Cause I think these. I don't even think that was SpongeBob and Patrick. I think those were just chameleons.
Is it a chameleon? Is it an Indian?
What?
I'm gonna get heat for that, brother.
Dude, it's the beer's talking about me, brother. That's what my Theo says.
Well, that's another episode of That's All Kayfabe. Everyone, I want to thank everyone for listening, sticking with us. Really appreciate the coming and listening and the comments and anything like that. What do you want to say to people, Gabe?
Just to all the chameleons out there, thank y'all for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, giving us a 5-star rating on Spotify, all that good stuff. It helps support the channel.
5 stars.
Five stars.
Yeah, no, we want to thank all y'all for listening, liking and all that and sharing. And we'll see y'all next week with probably the results to All In and all that. And yeah, we'll see y'all there. Everyone, see you around. Take care. Bye.
Bye.